action in Super League is linked.
So what makes the Super League so good?
Take a look at the
and it's probably one of the most unique leagues in the world.
the most immersive experience possible.
The great is the competitiveness of it, and the talent that we have now on offer.
There's nothing else in the world like it. It's the most realistic sim racing experience anywhere.
A new winner last time around in Super League gives us lots of thrills and spills, but the championship leader still running away with it at the top of the table. But with a high-speed track coming up tonight, who's to say that there won't be another new winner? Or will it be business as usual for that championship contender? GPVWC Super League returns tonight with the French Grand Prix live from Paul Ricard. I'm Joshua Anderson and I'll be taking you through the action as always, and in just a moment's time we should have my co-commentator along with us, but for now it's just me to take you through the qualifying session. And what a qualifying session it is set to be, because it's here, it's Paul Ricard, it's one of the fastest tracks on the calendar. Expect high speed thrills and spills from the high-tech test track here in Paul Ricard. And in fact, joining me now once again, and thank goodness he's back, ladies and gentlemen, it's Swindon's finest export, Tom Parker. Tom, great to have you with us.
Yeah, well, technical difficulties, alarm's not going off, it's all been going off, but yeah, I'm back, hooray!
Woo! You get a woo from me for that, but yeah, Paul Ricard, very interesting circuit in terms of technicality. Some drivers like it, some drivers don't, but it's very quick. It's got a massive straight as well.
Yeah, so Paul Ricard seems to be one of those tracks that everyone seems to not really like. And but what I found over the career ladder so far, having been involved in most of the races, if you're comfortable here, you're quite quick. So it's just a case if you can get it set up that you're comfortable on, you could probably be pretty speedy. So it's finding a compromise on straight line speed, on wing setting, obviously with that long straight as you've mentioned, which is good for overtaking. Haven't interestingly seen too much overtaking there, funnily enough. So because I don't think the straight's long enough to quite get a good effect. But we'll see. Maybe just with the higher power of the Super League card to be able to help with that. But yes, going to be interesting to see what the drivers make of it tonight. We saw a cracking race yesterday in Super League Lights, 2 races in Super Cup, and 2 amazing races in Formula Challenge as well. So this is bound to set up some good racing, and one that I can't wait for.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for sure. I mean, we've got lots of qualifying time left. The session has just started, of course. And as it stands, no one is set a lap time, but as soon as those lap times come in, we will keep you posted on what is going on. We're on board with Daniel Brewer at the moment as we go round down the start-finish straight. And this is going to be an interesting race for Brewer, of course, because he had such a good run last time at Canada as well, Tom.
Brewer, yeah, so, well, he had an interesting incident on the lap 1, didn't he? That's, I understand, going through an appeal for a 10-place penalty, but yeah, it was he did all right in the end, didn't he? So see how he can go on through this race.
Indeed, yes, and we'll see how Brewer does as he comes onto that Mistral straight, broken up into 3 sections. Of course, the RS zone he finds immediately, and you'll see he's hitting 317, 318, up to 320 kilometers an hour before he sees the cones and has to brake for the first chicane. And then he finds the toe off the next car. I beg your pardon, it's 2 seconds rather than 3. There's the potential for 3, but broken up into 2 seconds this straight because of, well, it's actually FIA restrictions on how long the straight can be. But yeah, Brewer though making full advantage of that to almost, in fact, definitely hit 200 miles an hour on that back straight before the next flowing section arrives. Turn 12, he comes through, and then powers through 13 before arriving at 14, where he has to brake for again. And, well, it's looking definitely like a decent lap here from Brewer as he comes down the start finish again, and he's bogged down a little bit on the exit. As he comes across the start finish, Brewer is going to set a time, and that time will be a 1:31.8. So possibly, obviously room for improvement there. We see Wright Kilt we're on board with now as he comes across the start finish line. He's going to set a lap that is actually, well, Yannick Bock and Daniel Brewer have gone faster. Kilt goes slower than Brewer. He does a 32.4.
Yeah, Gilton's been struggling in the last couple of races. He had a bang at the start of the season, had a really good start of the season. Seems to have just fallen away a little bit, so he'll be looking to get some pace back in the car as Ragusa goes into third with 1:31.944. But yeah, the top two separate by 0.014. So like I said, with Brewer with that 10-second penalty, not 10-second penalty, sorry, 10 grip place penalty, will be looking to try and qualify as high as possible for having to make his way back through the field later on.
Indeed, and well, we're looking at Madcape now, of course. I believe this is Fabio Sixter we're looking at. Yeah. And Sixter, of course, that new signing for Madcape, who started so strongly at Canada, but then his race came to an abrupt end, which was terrible for him. Hopefully, this will be a slightly more promising race with the South African outfit.
Well, yeah, if he can keep up the sort of form he was pulling for Street Fighter in his one race that he did for them in the earlier in the season, he won it. So that'd be quite the thing for Madcape as he's coming through this very long, very double apex tricky corner. And then this one, I found this corner very hard, the left-hander of number 12, because it was seems to tie it up on the exit, and there he seems to have got caught out a little bit there again, just turning a little bit too early, and you really get a poor line, but he navigates it well enough. Goes through, and he's decided to abandon the lap there at the end. So
he's gone in at the pits, that's why.
Yeah,
he's going to stop in the pits.
Get some time to give him another run over in the end. We're on board with Ruel now, as Ruel goes to set a lap in the Holland Racing Team car.
Yeah, Ruel had an amazing race last race at Canada as well. I think he was 4th in the end, maybe even on the podium. So yeah, Ruel had a fantastic race, really starting to hit form. Yeah,
he seems to have found a lot of pace in the in these cars in the last couple of races or so. So doing a cracking job in the Holland Racing Team, and he now puts himself into, as my game decides to freak out again, 6th place as Gorby goes into pole position with a 31.7. Obviously, Gorby coming off a rich vein of form in that Abruzzi car, looking to make it 2 wins in 2 races.
Yeah, Fabrizio Gorby won last time out of Canada, took his first Super League win for Abruzzi Esports. He'll be wanting to make it 2 in 2 races, of course. That will be the goal for Gorby, but he's going to have a lot of competition up and down that field because, well, as we know, Super League qualifying grids can be very close-knit things, and it's looking like it's going to be that way here too at the moment, although it is a bit more spread out than usual at this point in the session. We're expecting the times to close up, but really, Paul Ricard, if it's going to be bigger anyway, it's going to be bigger here because aerodynamics and straight line speed so important. Really, you need a fast car here. You need a car that's going to hit 200 miles an hour on those back straights and hold it through the corners. So, you know, if a car's being badly developed, it'll show up here, won't it, Tom?
Yeah, you want to make sure that you've got, like I said, that good trade-off between the aero and the top speed. So, obviously, this is Sector 3 especially very, very highly dependent on the aerodynamics of the car with the long sweepers in both left and right towards the end of the lap. So, you just want to make sure that your car is up to date. Obviously, the Abruzzi car, very, very good car, as we were all aware. So, Gilbert doing a good job of making use of that very, very quick car. And, like I said, in the pits now. And we'll be back out for another, oh my word.
Yeah, I heard a bit of a crunch there. Someone's had a bit of a do. We're on board with Yannick Bock as it stands. Well, yep, Bock here is doing a fairly good job of keeping the car in a competitive position here. And well, with 7 minutes and 40 left to go in the session, you kind of feel that Bok is actually on a 31.7 as it stands, but doing a very good job of improving that as he gets the draft there.
Yeah, using the draft hopefully to the full effect. Yannick Bok second place at the moment. Robin Panzer at fourth, doing a great job so far as well. No Simracing today, I've just noticed as well, so it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, Yannick Bok currently a 10th up on his time, going through the first of the right-handers down into Sector 3. Now, very, very tricky corners. If you go a little bit wide, it can absolutely ruin your lap. But luckily, there's a lot of runoff, which is nice to have. But yeah, he's still up this 10th and a bit as he goes through turn 12 now. Good exit today. Oh, he got a little bit of wheel spin actually, just as he was putting the power down into shifting up. So lost a tiny bit of time, but he's had a much better corner there. Going into this right-hander, very tricky to try and get the line on for there. I've seen a lot of incidents on the final lap there, but he was a bit of oversteer on the exit, but has done enough to go into second place. As Daniel Brewer has just pumped in a time from absolutely nowhere to go 31.398. Currently on pole position, but I believe he does have a penalty that is going to be applied. But as we have mentioned, but still great pace from him. A 6th actually drops into second place for Mad Cape.
Yeah, indeed, and yeah, Brewer does have a 10th place to serve this race as we go on board with Alex Cooper. But yeah, 10th place to serve for Brewer. Dennis Jordan has the back of the grid penalty. Lucas Kreitzer has the back of the grid penalty as well. But those are the only penalties to be served this evening. And well, as Matthew Allington rightly points out, Tom Parker, look at the clouds. There's a possibility of rain this evening.
So last night, we were told, I was watching the Alpha Engineer team yesterday, and after the race I spoke to Chris Williamson, and he said, yeah, the rain stopped 2 minutes before the server went up yesterday, and it was flirting with danger all race yesterday. So there wasn't actually any rain in Super League Lights, but it was in and around the track. So yeah, it could happen tonight. I've not actually seen what the actual chances of precipitation are tonight, but yeah, there's a very good chance it could very well give us a bit of a wet race, which could be a bit interesting around here. Actually, without the DRS, it would be, I think, a bit more chance for overtaking and all that, because I think we've seen a lot of DRS trains this year, and I think the wet would spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, the wet could really spice it up a bit. I mean, we've already seen what rain can do in Super League. It's happened before, and it really shook the order up. So, you know, if it does come down in buckets or spades or showers or whatever you want to call it, this could really shake the order up, especially if it happened like right now. But it won't happen right now, of course, because, well, it happened. Well, I say that, but it might. Who knows? We don't know.
I mean, there's enough time left in quality. I mean, you could probably get out and do one more lap, but I don't think it'd be worth it at that point.
It's a longer track here as well, of course. 1:31s of the lap times we're seeing from the top runners here in qualifying. Obviously, Brewer leading the order from Malinek from 6th to Maciej Malinek is actually on a stormer here in this qualifying session. He's second as it stands.
So, Edge Esports have obviously found something in that car that's given him a lot of speed, as he's, like you said, yeah, he's 10th and a half behind Dan at the moment, but a 10th and a half ahead of Sixter. So Edge Esports have definitely turned the performance up for this round, and they're looking very good for at least a provisionally a 1-2.
Yeah, do you know what the real kicker is? Look where Adam Maguire, our championship leader, is. He's in 11th. I was going to say 12th, but he's in 11th on a 31.9. Now that is not a bad lap, but it's the closest of the field from 7th through 9th, 7th through 11, from Fantinati to Maguire. There's less than a 10th in it that's stopping him from being in P7.
Yeah, well, if he does start 11th, he does have the opportunity to start on the medium or hard tyres. I'm not actually sure what his strategy is going to be today. I think it's probably going to be a one-stop soft hard, soft medium if you're a crazy man on tyres. But yeah, I mean, he does have the opportunity, if he does start at 11th, he will be able to start on the medium tyres should he wish. So it's a blessing in disguise, 11th place. It's one of those ones, isn't it, that could use. But then if you look a bit further back as well, Cooper, 0.16 behind. Canapino, 0.17 behind. Kizmakers, 0.02 behind. It's 14th to 8th, I believe, at the moment. It's separated by less than a 10th of a second, which, like you said earlier on, Super League performance produces some pretty close qualifying, and I think we're getting the same a bit more of that today.
Indeed, and I'm seeing a couple of actually, speaking of new drivers, seeing a couple of new drivers up on the field. Obviously, Alessandro Fantinati, one of them in the Green Stripes Racing, the number 77. He is a new driver to Super League for this race, so he's in the field today. But another one, Jared Marchek, as well, in the Burst Basilia, the number 66, and I've heard a lot about him, Tom Parker.
very, very, very quick driver. Obviously, he's driving for Burst, so he's going to be a quick driver. But obviously, races over at former Simracing in the World Championship. I believe he's won a couple of races. I don't know too much about him. But what I do know is that he's a damn quick driver. So
Yeah.
obviously, for a first showing in Super League, 10th place isn't a bad way to go.
Note the absence of none other than Yerny Simonchich. That might be why.
Yeah. So I don't know why. Like, maybe he just couldn't make this race. But
Yeah, I was about to say maybe step again, but you know, if you're gonna get a recommendation from anyone,
yeah, I mean, like I said, Burst know their drivers. Obviously, driving in the Virtual Le Mans 24 later on in the month, along with G Sports. Actually, funny enough.
oh yeah, they're still running the Bike-Collar Centre, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And
I know a friend who's a big fan of Bike-Collars, so yeah, that was good news for him because he knows they're going to do well. But yeah, a lot of new drivers up and down the field. Augustin Canapino, not necessarily new. He competed in Canada. We all know how successful he's been in real life. But the question is, can he have a better run out this time? Because Canada was not his race.
Well, he went bang, didn't he? Lap one, so wasn't ideal. But as Rocek actually up on a time, 10th place at the moment. Lost about 10th going through those right-handers there. Still up by a little bit. Would be enough, funnily enough, to put him into 8th place. He's still a little bit down behind Ragusa in 7th. But well, unless he actually nails this corner, which he has done. But we'll have to see as he comes through the final corner. Oh, very, very wow! He's made a massive improvement in that final corner. Just see where he goes into now. He's made a massive improvement, and he goes into 8th place.
Yeah, P8 for David Marchek, and that is a great time as well, a 31.8. 4/10 off Brewer, but then again, Brewer has been lightning quick this entire session. I see Laurent Kiersmack as we're watching now as well. Kiersmack has just said a green first sector, although, well, hang on. Kiersmack as a sector there was a 26-0. That is not far off the top times for that first sector. He could be on to dethrone the likes of Bock and Reineck on the top here if he keeps this lap up.
Seen a lot of people seem to it seems to be sector 3 that a lot of people are struggling in. So for example, myself, with Formula Challenge, I was quite close to the first 2 sectors, and in the final sector I'd lose half a second. I think the final sector is one of those ones that it's just like you get it or you don't, and
just those long corners, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, as Linex slides his way through the final 2 corners, and he's had a bit of an iffy final corner there on the exit, and he's just going to lose out, which was a shame. Yannick has gone into second place.
Yeah, Yannick Bock goes second. Kiersmack has got a bit of oversteer in that final corner there, and that may have cost him a 10th or 2, and that may have cost him up to several places there. He goes 9th in the end on a 31.8. You got to feel maybe he could have been in the 31.7s if he hadn't made that little mistake there, but it's so easy to do. You can't really blame him for that. Dimana Zapala we're watching, and Erasmus Shirley as well, both on hot laps. Zapala has actually gone 32.1, that puts him 18th. And Mashirley still on the flyer as well. Kiersmack has obviously just having completed his. David Marchek having completed his. Looks like it's going to be Brewer on pole then, unless Sixtack can pull something amazing out the back. And with that first sector, he's certainly not going to.
No, Masculi's still on the time. 2.5 temps up on his time so far, but not enough to challenge the top runners. We'll see, what's Mr. Maguire doing? He's in the pits, so he's going to be starting from 12th at best.
Well, you got to remember, Dan Brewer has a 10th place penalty to serve, so even if he takes pole in this session, it will be Box starting from pole, and that means Brewer will start 11th, right in front of Eros Mashuli and Adam Maguire.
That's
But the thing is, if he takes the 10th place penalty, does he get to change his tyres, or is it taken from qualifying results?
No, he's got to use his qualifying tyres. So
well, that's going to be at the moment.
Yeah.
At the moment, that's going to seriously benefit Alessandro Fantinati. He's going to start in the top 10 and have free reign on tyres.
Yeah, he's going to be laughing. Canapino jumps up to 10th there at the end. Good lap from Augustin. Good stuff to go speed up to, yeah, like I said, he'll be originally starting 10th.
Ruel goes P5 as well. Fantastic lap from him. That is exactly what he needed there. Gets a solid position. But it's looking more and more as the laps come in like it will be Daniel Brewer who takes the pole time, but of course has a 10th place grid penalty to serve. So it will be Yannick Bock starting the race from pole, from Maciej Mlinek on the front row, from Fabio Sixta in 3rd for Madcape. Best result of the season in qualifying for them, perhaps.
Yeah, good stuff from them as well. Yeah, Madcape looking on a bit of a recovery charge now. Obviously now under the careful hands of Lee Davidson. So
the epic hands.
We'll be seeing some epic stuff from them.
Way, that was it. There you
But
go.
yeah,
You got your pun in.
Yeah, there we go. I made that on the spot. But yeah, so this is the second time this season, actually, incidentally, that the pole position time in qualifying won't be starting on pole after Adam Maguire set pole in Bahrain, but started from 11th in the same situation as Dan. But yes, good stuff from Brewer. It shows that AG Sports has got some serious speed in it. Linek, obviously, third place, and obviously we'll be starting second, only half tenth off pole. So got some speed in that Edge. I'm looking forward to see what Matchy can do. Matchy's a very quick driver, and somebody's very I think underrated is Mr. Linek. I think you've got your Brewer, who's like your superstar man, and then you've got Matchy in the background just plugging away, and good stuff from him.
Definitely race win capable on his day, Matchy Linek. I've said it for years, and we've seen his talent throughout the years here at GPVWC. So maybe he'll be on for the win of Paul Ricard here. It's definitely a bit of a mixed up grid and very varied as well. There's actually 2 seconds between first and 26th. You don't normally see that.
Well, what can I say? It just shows how competitive this league actually is. Like I said, only a second between that many cars. With cars that have got different levels of upgrades as well, it just shows that, yeah, very good fun stuff. But
you don't get this in Formula 1, do you?
No, well, can you imagine? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing if we're gonna have grids within like 2 seconds of each other.
Well, bring it back to 2009. That's the last time I think it was that close, wasn't it? But yeah, looking at the new guys, Rocek, 9th place. Good stuff from him. Fantanati will be 11th place. Good stuff from him. So, kind of, why is he? Yeah. So, it's because Rural dropped back up at the end. Yeah.
That penalty.
Good. We'll say that with good.
Well, I'm looking at the standings actually. Augustin Canapino seems to be 11th in all of this, doesn't he? Was he overtaken at the end of that session, or is somebody else?
Rural came out of the lap at the end.
Of course, yes. That means Canapino was going to start 10th on his chosen compound. And for someone as talented as Augustin Canapino is, remember, has already raced at the Daytona 24 Hours, the Sebring, and he's raced in endurance cars in LMP2s for Youngcast Racing. He's multiple Argentine racing champion. Really one of the elite of the esports world. For someone like him, if he can get a good start on his chosen compound of tyres, he might be a dark horse for a seriously good position.
Well, he's also, you say serial winner in all these things, he's also a serial Super League winner, having won.
Of course, yeah.
So he knows what it takes to win.
Yeah, and he came so close to being champion back in, I think it was 2015.
No, he was never in contention, finger quotes, because he missed a few races. But yeah, he was very, very quick back in that.
Yeah, if he'd competed in all the races, though, he would have been champion.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he's don't get me wrong, if he put a full season in, 100%. But it's like Mr. Sven de Vries, does a few races and disappears. But
yeah,
very, very speedy man who looking forward to seeing him race. Hopefully, gets further than Sector 2 today.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do that. And well, I'm just thinking, do we have a track guide for this track? I think we should. We usually do well, we don't have a track guide, or we usually do. It's a shame that we don't. But yep, regardless of which, we will be talking you through warm-up, of course, a 10-minute warm-up where the drivers have time to refine their race setups and just, well, I say refine their race setups. They'll be running the race setups in quality because Parc Fermé. Yeah,
they can change their front wing, you can change your brake bias, and you can change your engine braking as well. Not that anyone does change that. But,
of course, if you want to brake Parc Fermé...
Yeah, and obviously you can change your boost settings in race as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Of course, there is the opportunity for drivers to brake Parc Fermé in the event of, like, sudden rain or whatever. But you do have to start from the back of the grid or from the pit lane if that happens. Pit lane, yeah. So you have to start from the pit lane if you brake Parc Fermé. It's worth the consideration, though, if there's sudden rain, though, because rain setups can be drastically different.
Especially around a track like this. I think there's going to be quite a lot of high downforce anyway. But yeah, it could be worth maybe just reducing the wing split, for example, changing around the brake bias, which obviously you can do in car. Things you can do, but we'll see. I mean, it didn't rain yesterday. It flirted quite a lot with the track, but didn't get around it in the end.
Yeah, obviously we were flirting with the disaster, but disaster did not arrive. But will the rain arrive today? That's a very good question. And if it does, it really could shake the order up. I wonder how many of these drivers have done wet running.
I'm sure they'd have had a couple of laps. I mean, when I was back in the day, when I was decent, we used to do a couple of laps just in case. It's like a just in case thing, especially when you look at the weather. You don't know the exact what the weather's going to be exactly, but you've got a good idea. what it's going to be during the day. So, and if you see a bit of rain in there, it's worth doing maybe even just like 15, 20 laps, just getting a feel for the car at least, so you know what to expect when it comes to race day.
Yeah, so you're not left completely in the dark. Yeah, it's always a good idea to do some wet running, and I'm sure all the drivers have been. Obviously, as we mentioned in qualifying, a lot of new drivers on the field this time as well. We have the likes of Fantinati, Marchek as well. A couple we didn't get to mention, though, up and around the order, and one of those is, of course, none other than Sergi Heras. And I'm saying Sergi Heras has history in Super League. Former flag-to-flag driver, former Adonis Engineering driver, and certainly knows his stuff.
You know, I didn't even notice he was on the grid, actually. Because I was so used to seeing him last year, I just assumed he was normally there. And, oh, yeah, so Luke Maguire not in the flag-to-flag today. I'm not sure if he's... I think he's still on the team. So,
yeah.
Oh, it's nice to see Sergi back there. Sergi had a couple of cracking results last year. I remember,
he had some great results.
Was it 4th at Monaco or something like that? I remember he had a really good race somewhere, and I was like, oh my word, where's... So especially towards the end of the season, I remember him and Flag to Flag both really, like, started to come together, and they got really quite a few good results. So, just see how Sergi does today, because it was, like I said, his first race of the season today, so in Flag to Flag.
Yeah, of course, man. Yep, obviously going to be a very, very good lineup for them today. Sergi, a very capable driver, and as well as that, we have Vincent Gutt as well in the second Mad Cape. Can't say I've ever heard of him, I'll be honest, but Lee Davidson knows his drivers, and he will have pulled Vincent from, you know, wherever he's come from to drive in Super League with a reason, because Lee knows his drivers, he knows that he puts good drivers in his cars, so, you know, there's a bit of pressure on him, but it's going to be a learning experience for Vincent today, and hopefully he can get a good result.
Well, he's got quite a good teammate. So,
I was about to say, he's got a good enough teammate. I mean, he must be able to absorb something by osmosis, surely.
Yeah, Fabio Sixter, who's got an interesting record this season. He's only finished one race, but he won it. So, he's got quite a good finishing record, but obviously in terms of position, but obviously he's only actually finished one race this season over his 2 stints with Street Fighter and Mad Cape. Obviously now in Mad Cape for the rest of the season. Obviously, like we said, Mad Cape now taken over by Lee Davidson, formerly of Epic. And obviously he knows a thing or two about managing a sim racing team. Obviously having been very successful in the Super League with Epic Racing, obviously with especially with Jeff Fournier back in 2018, winning their debut race in Australia, him versus Liam Duval. I remember that was a good race that was to watch and take part in. So hopefully we'll see Lee up there again with Mad Cape. Obviously he's done quite a good job so far. Just bringing Fabio in, great coup for them. And we'll see how
real coup there, bringing him.
Yeah.
Bringing him out of the Green Stripes Street Fighter family. That was a big steal there to get him out of that. But, you know, now he's at Mad Cape and he's showing that the car is definitely capable. He qualified 3rd.
Street Fighter. Well, I haven't seen I haven't seen Florian Geyer. He wasn't there last race, was he? I know he had a couple of internet issues last race, so that's why he wasn't there. But I haven't seen him again this race. I see Alex Cooper, obviously now is Street Fighter for the rest of the season. But I don't actually see...
Yeah, he's not... I don't think he's here. That is a massive shame if he's missing this race as well. But yeah, I mean, I know he's not had a great few seasons, the last few actually, and you know there might be talk of has he lost his motivation, but you know.
Oh no, he's not lost any motivation. No, Florian is one man who will never lose his motivation. No, it's just like Fiduk in the same situation.
Yeah.
Will never ever lose their situation. Okay, maybe the talent of the league come up a little bit. Okay, maybe they're not where they want to be, but no, their motivation. You see it after every race. Florian, I'm determined to get better, and
yeah,
I've been speaking to Fiduk as well a couple of times. He's like, I'm sure I can do it, and it's just a case of it might be a case of unlocking something in the setup. It might be that. It might be just a mod thing. Like especially someone like Fiduk, double world champion. You don't lose that pace randomly. And he won. The thing is, like people say, oh, maybe it's because he's R-Factor 2. He won a championship on R-Factor 2.
He did.
So it can't. It's not all the game. It's the mod, and who knows? Maybe next year, hopefully we'll have a new mod next year, a new way of it all, and we'll hopefully see both of them back at the front of the grid. But
you know what I'd like to say?
Go on, hit me with it.
I'd like to see a return of the Dream Team. I'd like to see Fiduk and Gaia back together as teammates. They together they were unstoppable, weren't they? Because what I've noticed as well, if you look at the statistics, the last season together was 2015, I think it was, or 2016. It was relatively recently, but after that, both their paces have dropped. Now, you can argue that's down to the likes of Rudy Van Buren and all these other champion drivers coming into GPVWC, but I think they got on really well as teammates. And he always said to me, David Fiddick, he loved racing against Florian because they go way back and they work so well together. I think next season, and this is not a slight on Chris Butcher in the slightest, I think Florian Gaia needs to make a move to Red Archer. Oh, sorry, not Red Archer, Red Arrow. Red Arrow. Well, Fiddick and Gaia could go to Red Archer, or they could go to Red Arrow. They need to get together and get working on these cars, because together they are a formidable pairing.
Yeah, they are. You're right. I mean, they probably do work together quite a lot anyway. Still, but like you said, yeah, even just having the same car, being able to understand, could potentially reap rewards. I mean, like you said, they have worked together. I think last season, 2015, they were both at Norgen, I believe. I know Florian definitely was. I don't know if Fiddick went there then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having worked with them both, having been teammates to both of them, both Super Cup, Super League, in the whole Midnight CSG dynasty. I know what they're like, and I know how bloody quick they are. So it's just, I think a lot of it is just the fact that the talent in the league has just gone up. But don't get me wrong, they're still. I mean, you're still good. You're still qualifying within a second of pole. It's still good. It's just obviously not good enough anymore, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do. It doesn't look like Florian will be around for the race. Unfortunately, we've got 10 seconds left, but we'll see. We've got how many laps have we got today? We've got 53 laps of fun ahead of us, and fingers crossed we'll see an amazing race today. I'm expecting one stop realistically, softs to hards or mediums to hards. I know that softs to mediums worked quite well yesterday in Super League Lights. Obviously, that's a 75% race distance, so a little bit longer races here in Super League. Obviously, these are the big boys. This is what everyone wants to be, everyone aspiring to get to, and yeah, I'm expecting one stop. It's probably going to be soft to medium or medium to hard or hard to medium, etc.
Yeah.
To pit stops, soft you're probably seeing in about lap 18 to 20. That's when the first stops came in about 15 yesterday for the guys who were a bit harder on their tyres. So around lap 20 is where I'm expecting to see the soft guys in, and then from there, I'd imagine they'd be able to get 33 laps on the hards, or even maybe in the mediums. Someone like Dennis Jordan, for example, is very good on his tyres. Probably could do a soft medium. Obviously, he's starting at the back, so probably won't be doing that. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting today. I'm also expecting a damn good race. New drivers in the field. Dan Brew as well. He's obviously got a lot of pace, starting from 11th place as we go into the race session. Mr. Marfactor Man telling us the usual spiel as we go to our race session now. But yeah, Dan Brew is going to be one to watch, I think, today. See where he starts. Obviously, starting in 11th, starting on those soft tyres. Can he make a lot of moves as he goes through that field? Hopefully, he won't have any issues going into turn 1. We've actually been quite clean in turn 1 and 2, and funnily enough. 1 and 2 have been quite clean. It's when we get into 3 and 4, that little twisty bit there, that's when we've been seeing the issues start to crop up. But these guys know what they're doing, and fingers crossed we won't see any of that as we now head to the grid for today's race.
Yep, it's grid time here in Paul Ricard, here in Super League, and what a grid it is going to be. It's a bit of a shake-up from your usual standings, but that's not going to stop anyone from making charges through the grid, I don't think, as we wait for our formation map to get itself underway. And it is going to be reigning champion Yannick Bock, who starts from pole position. He qualified second, remember, but Daniel Brewer, who took the pole, has a penalty to serve, meaning that he will start from all the way back in 11th place. But for Yannick Bock, this is a godsend. It gives him that pole position. It gives him the confidence of having the run into turn 1 from matching Mlynek, and he's going to need that because Mlynek has been on fire this race.
So not only that, his championship rival, Adam Maguire, down in 12th place. Is this an absolutely amazing opportunity for both Yannick and Evolution? I mean, they've had a couple of tough races, not like in the last few races, they've really been nowhere, really, both on pace and in position. So, fingers crossed, we will be seeing Mr. Bock. Well, I say fingers crossed, obviously, no biases, obviously, but we'll see him in terms of championship fun and excitement. Hopefully, we'll be seeing Yannick returning to the top, and we'll be fighting, closing that championship lead of Adams down.
One thing that's interesting to me about Yannick Bock this entire season is his mentality. He's almost taken this as another, and he's not. I don't think he thinks he's defending his championship. I think he's thinking of going to win a second championship. Because if you look at his car as well, he's not opted to take the 1. He's running the 15, and well, maybe that's his way of saying, okay, I've won one championship, now I don't win another.
Potentially. Obviously, he hasn't got that pressure now of having a certain Alex Siebel behind you, but now also he's playing, instead of playing the leader, he's now playing the chaser, and see how he can do with that. But let's go through the grid quickly as we head into the second part of this formation lap. So as you mentioned, Yannick Bach, pole position evolution, great lap from him to go take second place, position lead obviously. With Brewer's penalty onto pole position, we're followed by Mlinek. Fabio Sixter, cracking result in that Madcade, best qualifying all season for them in third place, followed by Rual. Another standout driver potentially of the season so far, especially this first half, looking really good. Fabrizio Gilby, race winner last time out, in fifth place for Abruzzi. Robin Panzer, great qualifying from him as well, sixth place for him. Ragusa in the second, Abruzzi in seventh. Rodchek in his first race for Burst Brasilia in eighth place. Keysmaker ninth, Canapino 10th, who is all starting on the hard compound tyre obviously now, because Daniel Brewer, who starts in 11th place, had that 10th place penalty, but obviously starts on soft, very quick driver, one to watch in the second half of this race. Fantinati, his debut for not just Green Stripes Racing, but in the Super League, 12th place was on the medium tyres. Mashuli 13th, Maguire down in 14th place. Can you believe it for our championship leader? Hopefully got a lot of places to make. I'll let you go through the rest of the grid quickly as we head into the final couple of corners.
Oh, you caught us off guard there, Tom, got to admit.
Cooper 15.
Cooper 15, from Quilt 16, from Matthias Mus 17, from Williams 18, from Joanna Zapala in 19th place, from George Whitehouse, he gets a top 20, go George. P21 for David Vidic in the red hour, from Mercolicini, from Sandeep Singh, from Sergi Harris, Vincent Goods, George Sutton and Dennis Jordan, they all come round onto the start line. So, quick pick for the race win? Mlinek. Well, I'm going to go Bach then, just to say keep the top two in it. But here we go then, ladies and gentlemen.
I took your choice, didn't I? I took your choice.
Yeah, well, no, brilliant. Yeah, that's exactly what you did, is we wait for the lights to come on here in Paul Ricard. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. We got Bach on the right, Mlinek on the left, and a whole gaggle of cars behind them waiting to get themselves going here in Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix.
There was a long hold yesterday for the lights, so I don't know if we must be doing the same again today.
Yeah, I think we're waiting for someone to get in the position.
There we go. Here they come.
Here they come. We're waiting for the lights now. We have 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets. Pause. Go.
Fabio Sixers had a cracking start.
You can tell that straight away, can't you, Tom Bach? He's had a great one. He's off into second. He's going to sweep round Bach for the lead. He's going to try as we come into the first turn. It's a fast corner. But look at Sixter. He's going to make it stick at this rate. It's a clean first couple of corners by the looks of it. But Fabio Sixter challenging immediately, but he's dropped back. Bach got the better start in the end. Sixter forced to yield.
Cooper hasn't got a rear wing. Kilks disappeared.
Alex, no. That's not what he wanted. No, that's going to
happen there. But yeah, Alex Cooper, no rear wing. That's an unfortunate start to the race.
Yeah, Bach really got a good start there, though. That's exactly what he wanted from Sixter, from Ruot, from Panzer, from Mlinek, who's dropped 3 places. That is a disaster for the pole. But Fabrizio Golby 6th, Ragusa 7th, Marchek down to 9th, because Brewer's having a scrap with him, though. He's got the place back. Canapino holding 10th from Fantinati, who himself has moved up. It's all going on in the midfield.
It's a bit of a weird crash. Oh, okay, so who's that? There is a Red Archer has tapped Alex Cooper. It must be a lag incident, because he's tapped him and his rear wing has just flown off, and Alex has gone into right and into a Adonis of Mashuli. Oh,
that's not what he wanted.
Adam Maguire, very lucky not to be taken out there, actually.
Well, his race could have gone from bad to worse before it even started if he got involved in that incident.
Yeah, Matt Williams hasn't got front wings while he was involved in that. But yeah, it's very weird. Matthias Moose, it seems like it's just been a bit of a lag incident. I don't quite know what's happened there. But yeah, unfortunately, it's caused quite a few issues. And yeah, a few drivers are out their wings as we go into lap 2.
Yeah, lap 2 starts, and Yannick Bach having a good start. That's exactly what he wanted. He gets away from Sixter. Gap half a second at the first lap.
Spin, turn 1. Who was that? It's Fantinati and Rodchek. They've come together. Turn 1, turn 2 on the exit of turn 2, and they've come together and they've both lost a bucket load of places. Fantinati.
We have a replay here on the stream as you see Fantinati goes to the inside, and then Marchek is there.
Oh, he spun again. He spun again.
There was contact and they collected each other. They were hooked onto each other. That was the problem. Fantinati and it was the burst car, I believe. That was Marchek who got involved with him as this carnage down where those cars are trying to move left, right and centre from trying to get through. Here's another, I think this is another replay, or is this him? Now going for Sutton now on P19. This is live, yes. As Fantinati tries to chase past Sutton. Sutton is going to defend hard here, but it's not enough. The green stripes gets through.
Fantinati had another spin going into turn 4. He made a great late dive onto, I can't remember who it was, into turn 3, but then turn 4 on the right hand there, he's lost it again, and Spud and Wojciech just about avoided him. Don't know how he didn't lose his front wing, quite frankly, but yeah, poor second lap there for Fantinati, down into 19th place.
Not what he wanted, that much is for certain, and well, work to do then to get this back.
Tell you who has had a good start, Daniel Brewer up to 8th place.
Oh, he has and all. Daniel Brewer has gone from 11th to 8th. That's up 3. So that is exactly what he wanted. Myanek, his teammate, is down 3. Brewer's up 3. His box set the fastest lap. He is not hanging around, Tom Parker. That's a 35.4 already.
Well, he's trying to break DRS, but Fabio's had a great start to this lap, so I think he's going to be within that. Obviously, the detection line just past turn 5, sorry, not turn 4. Just past turn 5 as you come out of that, the detection was there, and obviously it starts about halfway down this straight, but he's got... Looks like, what if he set his car for following a car behind him, because he's had a good, better start, but now here we go. Pings open to DRS, what is his top speed like compared to our championship protagonist in Yannick Bock? 6 tenths behind as he went over that line into sector 1. But he's not got enough time to get up to the back of him.
Yeah, of course, DRS, such an advantage here at Paul Ricard because of the speed he'll be hitting on the straights, and Sixter definitely looking to use that to his advantage as we're watching Augustin Canapino now, who's in P10.
Yeah, there's a good fight for 14th place Wojciech, and fired off in Wojciech has just got through for that. Keysmaker's in 9th place in a bit of no man's land. He's got 2 seconds back to Canapino, but he's got 3 seconds forward in front of Brewer. Brewer on the back of a little train that's starting to form behind Leinek and Panzar. Stefan Brewer's a little bit further ahead of Leinek, so he's a bit out of the way of that. Brewer, by the way, 3rd place. Like I said, potentially driver of the season in terms of just where he's come out of nowhere. Very good stuff for him, obviously driving for the old VBM's not VBM, what was it? Sorry, Mike. What was it called last year? Yeah, he was driving for them. Who was it? I'm having a nightmare.
I'm going to let you think about that, to be honest. It was
ACR, thank you, Gerrit. That's it,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Mike, don't hurt me. But, yeah, drove for them last year. He didn't really perform as expected, but this year he seems to come to the Holland racing team with Keysmakers. Out of nowhere, I mean, look at that, he's caught back up to the front 2. He's really in with a chance of a good result again here today. And can't say he doesn't deserve it.
The pressure off for Brewer. He's really got nothing to lose now. He's at Holland racing team, which is you know, he's Dutch driver, it's a Dutch team. There's a bit of national pride going on, obviously. But, you know, a lot less pressure than driving for ACR. Still wants good results, and now he's able to really push himself to get them.
Brewer going down the inside of Ragusa, going into the chicane, into turn 8. Brewer makes a move nice and easy. Ragusa, he stops it nicely on the apex as well. Ragusa, no way to fight back. Brewer up into 7th place. His recovery drive continues.
Yep, indeed, and this is going to be an interesting one for sure to see if it continues. And well, I think I'm just having a bit of a problem with the in-game at the moment. Apologies about this, but I've got my live timer to fall back on, so it's all right.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a 6-car train. It seems like Ruan and Panzer are just doing enough to keep on the back of the front 2, and they're dragging Leinek and Gorby along. But now Brewer in some free air. I'm sure he'll be on the back of this train immediately once we get round to the next DRS zone, which is just coming up now, actually, funnily enough. We get there's a little one here. 3 DRS zones on this track. No, 2, sorry. What was it? 3. 2 DRS zones on this track. And, yeah, he's just... Straight away, Brewer gets into clear air. Look at that, fastest lap of the race so far, 35.2.
Well, there you go. That's exactly what he needed, isn't it?
It's looking very quick. I do think Brewer has potentially even a chance of winning this race still from 11th on the grid. It will be the lowest we've had a winner for quite some time, 11th on the grid. So good luck to him. Hopefully he'll have a... Well, he's already got through the first lap, which is better than he did last time. So see how he goes in the remaining 49 laps of this Paul Ricard circuit.
Yep, 49 laps left to go. Still a long way in this race, and Yannick Bock seems to be making those inroads that he needs to make. He's pulling away from Fabio Sixter, but Sixter, as long as he's within DRS range, will keep that gap manageable. And he's just set the fastest first sector of the race too.
27.0, yep, compared to a 27.1 from Yannick Bock. No driver's got through. Adam Maguire through on Canapino for 10th place at that earlier in the lap. Now on those these two are on their hard compound tyres, so we're interested to see what they can do. Especially with Maguire, obviously championship leader, looking to make some try and gain what he can back from this very poor qualifying by his standards. Currently 2.5 seconds behind Keersmakers, who's on the softs just in front of him. Like Keersmakers in a bit of no man's land at the moment. Maguire's going to be doing all he can to try and make sure that he keeps that gap lower. He's on a absolute flyer at the moment. He's going to make inroads on his best lap of the race so far. But
yeah, he's going to
be going, very, very long way into the race. So it's going to be a long time until he comes into play. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the free air that he's got in front of him.
Quite an apt observation there. Is he's got free air, he could really push hard. And well, as you've seen, Daniel Brewer, when he got free air, set the fastest lap of the race. So we can see what the likes of Sixter can do. Fabio is just at a 35.5 compared to Fabrizio Golbi, who's gone 35 dead.
Yeah, it seems that a lot. You can see he's really set the car up for following in the dirt. Yeah, a lot of drivers were doing yesterday in Super League Lights as well. You could see in the gaps, like who was actually following really nicely as Linux goes a little bit wide coming out of that corner and potentially going to give Gobi a chance. Or Gobi couldn't quite put the power down on the exit of that corner, a bit too much understeer in the car, and potentially has lost a chance to maybe go for a move down here. I think Brewer's far too far back. Yeah, status quo in the top 6 and top 10 really is. We go down. Is Canapino close enough? Not quite. Moose could be close enough. It's actually quite a good start after that shenanigans on this opening lap, but a bit too far back to make a move stick.
I'm still watching Sixter at the front here, to be honest. I mean, look how close he's getting in the slipstream to Yannick Bok every single time. I mean, it's all right for Yannick to pull away and push hard on those tyres, but Fabio, who's doing what he needs to, maybe Yannick is just trying to push those tyres, get those tyres used. Well, he might be using them too much because Fabio's holding on.
Yeah, but if Fabio in the dirt, yeah, it's going to be getting a little bit more. Getting that dirt, yeah, it's going to be affecting the sliding of the car, which obviously affects temperatures, which obviously affects the wear. So,
and you got to remember as well, there's a lot of long corners on this track, so thermal degradation might play a part, but it's mostly going to be a wear-limited race because of the temperature. It's just 17 degrees today.
Yeah, and I mean the option for a 2-stop is there. Jacob Reed tried it yesterday in Super League Lights, actually get 5th place, so it did work. So we could see someone pull out maybe different mediums and then softs towards the end. It's very viable, and it, like I said, it worked yesterday. Jacob got it working very well yesterday. Actually, Jacob Reed, very good driver, actually, one to watch for the future, in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely a doable strategy around here because overtaking, yeah, okay, it can be quite easy if you get a bit lucky. So. See what happens there is Mike had another poor exit out of that. I think he could be under threat from Gobi here, but see that's what I mean. It's long, but it's not quite long enough just to get that good DRS train going. But status quo again going into that. Goose has actually got back onto the back of Daniel Brewer, so bit of a train forming here now as we go into the long right-handers of sector 3.
Yeah, long right-hander it is, and I'm still watching Sixter. He just. This is the problem for Yannick Bok now. He's just staying within DRS range and he's threatening it more and more every single lap.
Yeah, but then you get into these corners and it is very difficult to overtake into these corners. I mean, if you can pull it off, it's an absolute world-star move, but that's the problem. It's like, it's just, you get close, but then the dirty air affects you going into that second long right-hander and then it just does you over because you've lost all that time. So it's hard to overtake as it is in these corners. And yeah, it's just go again.
Indeed, he's still pushing hard though, you got to give him that. He is not giving an inch, gap or mile here. And Sixter really going to have to push hard if he wants to catch Bok because we all know how well Yannick can defend. And, well, defend he is doing and he's going to have to do it throughout the rest of this race, you got to feel.
Huh. So Adam Maguire just set a 35.9, his personal best of the race. Yannick Bok last time out only a 35.5, so actually Maguire's not losing that much pace considering he's on the hard compound tyres, 2 steps softer than 2 steps harder, sorry, than the soft compound tyres. So looking good so far for Mr. Maguire. Sapala as well, 36.1, 13th place. So seems like these softs are now on that point where they're starting to where the wear's getting a bit high. They're starting to equalise out with the mediums and the hards now. So now this is where it starts to get interesting. We'll see what the top guys will be doing as we go further into this race.
Yeah, Bok is obviously on those softs as his Sixter is his rule, as are most of the top 10 at this point. As Daniel Brewer is going to have himself overtaken by Fabrizio Golbi round the points at the end of the Mistral Straight there. That was a great move by Golbi. Moves himself up to P6. And that was Brewer. Golbi was actually ahead to start with, but Brewer tried to get the position. Gorby just defended brilliantly though, and took P6 for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to get past. He doesn't want to push his tyres too hard. Obviously, we know he's got the pace in the car. He doesn't want to do for moves that he doesn't really need to do. Obviously, it's a long race. The undercut works absolute beauty around here. I did it myself with my got my guys in Super Cup to do it, and it worked an absolute charm. So the undercut here could be quite useful. Obviously, it's a bit too early to be thinking about a pit stop. We're only 8 laps in, but it's something that they probably have in the back of their minds. The engineers will be thinking about it, thinking about what to do, and I do think the undercut here could be one that could be quite, especially when you get to some free air, that you can gain a lot of time. I can imagine if Brewer wasn't in this free air, I think he'd be easy, potentially even up to half a second faster a lap, just because he's doing 35.5s now. He was doing 35.1s earlier on, so as Maguire's only getting quicker and quicker as well. 35.8 for him. Canapino, in fact, actually 35.7 from him. He's also on those hards. So these drivers are starting to equalise out now with the softs. Maybe Yannick's, maybe he's not pushing as hard. I don't imagine he is though. So we'll see what's happening. But yeah, start this at that point in the race. You get stuck. Do you start thinking about what we can do to get past these guys without having to overtake them on track? Which is obviously what we don't want to see. We want to see some amazing overtakes, but these guys obviously want to win, and they're going to have to do these sorts of decisions to make that win possible. That's a fight going into them. Lilac and Panzer. Man, Lilac has a little look into the long right-hander there, but thinks better of it. Panzer defends it off, and now Panzer's going to be, if he's not careful, going to lose DRS.
Yeah, Panzer really needs to watch himself here. I does not want to lose that DRS, otherwise he's going to be absolute fish food from Lilac here, as he will be able to just eat the gap right back up. But yeah, Yannick Brock and Fabio Sixter. Just for reference, we're a 10th apart at the end of the previous sector. Start of the lap, 7 tenths. That's where Box making it all up in that third sector.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gone for a bit of a higher wing split. Higher wing setting, sorry, not wing split. But yeah, it could potentially, it could be dirty air though. Sixter gets so close, and then it just, the dirty air kills him into that right-hander and left-hander, and he just has to back off, try again, keep the car's tyres cool, and hopefully just wait for a Yannick mistake. And we have seen a couple of seasons. Very unlike Yannick to make these mistakes, but he has made a couple. So he's not impervious, so we just have to wait and see what happens as we get deeper into this race. But we're doing a good job of keeping on to the coattails of him. Panzer now back within DRS, so it should be fine to keep that going for another lap.
Indeed, and Sixter is catching up again. He's got to really time this because he couldn't have lunged into that corner. I've just seen Aris Mashula's had a drive-through penalty removed, possibly related to the track limits, I don't know. But yeah, that will be reviewed at the end of the race then, as is protocol for any penalties that are removed. So Mashuli, perhaps in a bit of bother.
Whitehouse going for Sandeep Singh into the chicane down the mid-off straight. They touch, but Sandeep just about gets away with it.
Yeah, George really needs to be careful here because these cars are. Oh, we've lost Matthew Williams as well. I've just noticed as well. But yeah, Whitehouse needs to be careful to get Williams just pulled in and parked it. Yeah,
he had a pause video, those instant at the start of the race, and maybe just thinking better for money-wise, just to keep it.
That was the accident that took Kelk out start, but yeah, Cooper down in 25th as well, having got involved. But yeah, George Whitehouse and Sandeep Singh involved in this battle. George Whitehouse, great to see him on the grid as well for Go Speed.
Yeah, he's definitely got a talent, some great driving has seen some great driving in every series I think this season so far. So another one potentially to watch for the future is George, great driver, and glad to see him on the grid. Sandeep also on the grid today. I think this is his last emergency race for Cosmo YTF, honestly, his 4th race. So I know he was so keen to drive today, having driven yesterday in Superleague Lights. Great recovery drive actually. He was stuck in a rut, a bit like the front guys are now, and it's like a horrible DRS straight. He made a good move to get out of that, and he ended up finishing, I believe, at 8th place. So he's obviously got some speed around here, and hopefully he'll be able to translate that on the track today. Hopefully that's the points for the Cosmo YTF one.
Yeah, and there's a possibility as well he could become the primary driver as well, because you're allowed 4 races on an emergency contract, aren't you? So
yeah. We'll see. I don't know if Sandeep. I think Sandeep's quite set on finishing the Super League Light season, so we'll see. But yeah, it's good to see him. No, he's obviously scored a few points this season.
Oh, ahead of goal beam, Lineck and Panzer. Oh, look at Lineck. Dives down the inside there. That was a bold move. What he's done is he's done a Goalby on Panzer there, and Goalby in full view. He'll probably be thinking, oh, what have you just done there? Well, yep, it was actually Lineck who was behind before that corner and just dived straight to the inside and took the position.
Well, it's going to be interesting now as I see Canapino's got ahead of Maguire for 10th place as well. Done that on the previous lap. But yeah, now we'll see how quick their surge car really is. He's got a bit of free air. Rual's, he is out of DRS, which isn't going to help him in any way, but obviously we know how much speed that car has got in it, and he's probably, I don't think there's enough of a straight here for Panzer to really make a move, so now it's going to be time to see what this Edge can do in a bit of free air, now that he's free of Panzer and going to be chasing the top three, who, by the way, Rual did a very good job of keeping on hold with these two.
Yeah, Rual's doing a great job to stick with these top two. He's definitely, if he hasn't already proven his stuff already, he's definitely proven it now. Really is showing that that pace that we talked about is there, and he's really keeping tabs on Brock and 60 here. If anything happens between these two, he's going to be there to pick up the pieces, remember.
Issue now is, though, that he has not got DRS now. He's obviously a little bit too far back, so he's having to field and need to defend already. But will Panzer have enough straight? No, I don't think he's not quite got enough. It's only a 10-kilometre difference, so I mean that obviously with DRS aided has got similar top speeds when they're in status quo. So we'll see what happens here. Though Malik's got a bit fishy coming out of that chicane there, and is Panzer going to do to Malik what Malik did to him in the last lap? Is he going to wait till after the corner? He's going to imagine just tuck back in. Ooh, a bit of a funny line there. He's going to quite get that right, but yeah. Well, he's waiting to tuck back in, but oh, Malik's gone very, very wide there. There is grip out there, but I don't know how much. Yeah, there is grip out there, but yeah, gets it done and Linux flies for another lap.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Paul Ricard circuit very unique in the fact it doesn't really use gravel traps at all. It just has these high abrasion runoff areas. So, you know, there is some grip, but ultimately not as much grip.
It's cracking battle for 13th place between Parla and Fidok. Fidok in 14th for...
we lost Marchek. Yeah, we've lost Marchek. That is a big shame as well, because he was one of the ones I was looking forward to really seeing do well this race. He's been out for a while, actually. I think he's just disconnected from the server. Yeah, Marchek has been out for... Yeah, he spun. He spun. It was contact with Zapala. He just hit the back of Zapala, it seems, and then retired afterwards. That is a shame for Marchek there.
Yeah, he had an incident with Fantinati early on, didn't he? And that cost him a lot of time. So Fantinati in the pits. After pitting, he started on mediums and now onto the hard compound tyre. He's going to be repairing damage there as well. Obviously had a few scuffles in this race, and he'll be back out in 23rd place, just ahead of, ahead of Alex Keeper, behind Vincent Good. And we'll see what he can do now whilst he's in some clear air, and hopefully bring himself back into at least maybe a point contention.
Yeah, really could do with a point, and well, of course, GPVWC awards points down to 15th place. So
Fidok into the chicane on Zapala. He brakes. Wow, great move. Don't know how he's just gone around the outside of him on the straight. Braked obviously with DRS, and he's braked later. Good move, Fidok into 13th place for the Red Arrow driver.
Yep, Zapala moved to defend, and Fidok just took the better outside line. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what he needed to do. That's the mark of it. That's the sort of moves that gets him the results he gets.
Sandy looking up the inside of the of turn 11 there on Lucchini for 15th. Lucchini doing a great job, by the way. Not someone who's always been in the points this season, but in 15th place at the moment, holding off Singh and Whitehouse. And also a certain Dennis Jordan there as well. So he's actually very speed. Dennis has got some good speed in that car actually. It's just a shame obviously he's so far down obviously with the incidents he had a few last rounds. So Lucchini doing a good job on 15th. Hopefully we'll see more of that from the green stripes driver as his teammate, also Fantinati, down in 23rd as we speak.
Been a bit of a baptism by fire for Fantinati as well, hasn't it? I mean, very tough start for him.
Yeah, and it is like that in Super League sometimes. I mean, we all know how quick these drivers are, and unfortunately for him, he's just come in, had an incident on lap 1, or lap 2, sorry, from Rodchek, and he's just never really recovered from it. And yeah, he'll get there. Maybe he needs to keep his head, keep his cool, and see what happens as we go further on into the race. You never know. There's still an opportunity for points. He's got a pace in the car, so just have to see how he copes. As Linux still hasn't quite got that DRS on Ruar. They seem to have broken away now, but Ruar, he's not losing them, but he's not quite keeping up with them. He's not quite catching them as well. So he's sort of status quo, 1.2 seconds behind as we went over the sector 1 line. As we go for sector 2 line, it's going to be a 1.1 second difference just outside that DRS zone. But Panzer and Gorby can't quite get a move stuck on them. So let's see what happens now. We've got 14 laps done at the end of this lap. So pit stops will be starting to come into effect in a few laps' time. Maybe they'll be starting to think about what can we do to try and make a move. But we've got the engineers for that, and I'm sure they'll know what they're doing. We've got a nice battle for 10th between Canapine and Maguire still heading off. And we've got Moose there as well in 12th. So let's see what happens with them. As they will be going a lot further on into this race. Canapine and Maguire on the hards, Moose on the medium tyre.
Yeah, Matthias Moose obviously on the mediums. That's exactly the tyre he's on, obviously. But yeah, he's taken that strategy at the start. Obviously, he's starting further down the order, going for a medium tyre. He will have to use another compound, of course. But yeah, Moose, one of those drivers that's quite impressed me this season. Definitely had some good results.
Yeah, he's not one of those ones that on his day he can be very, very quick, but I think he's struggled a few times. I think he's just very hit and miss. Like sometimes he's there, sometimes he's absolutely nowhere. It's like Kilk, really. Oh, Gobi's making a move on to. Oh goodness me, onto Panzer. Gobi and Panzer.
Oh, Brewer round! Brewer round! I've just seen Brewer in a big spin there. Yeah, Daniel Brewer involved in some kind of incident further down the order. Yeah, Brewer was watching Ragusa and Gobi, I believe, have a bit of a fight, and then Brewer, oh, he hit the back of one of the burst cars, actually.
Panzer, that'll be.
Yeah, he might have hit the back of Panzer, because Brewer was, yeah, he was watching Gobi. Oh, yeah, he hit Panzer.
Gobi almost hit Panzer, just then going for the right hander, but Panzer just enough to defend it. But yeah, bit of a mad lap there for our top. The second group we have, but maybe this will be time. Maybe this will be now where Brewer's thinking, right.
He's got to come in now, surely. He's ruined the tyres with that spin.
Well, I'm sure he'll probably have to go on a little bit further, but yeah, he'll now be thinking, right, he's going to be able to try and do an undercut to overtake these guys, which I think would be his best position as I saw Keymakers come in. Keymakers stays out.
Yeah, he hit the back of Panzer and he went straight round. He completely just cycled the tyres, and that usually, in my experience, takes about 5% off the life, even having a spin like that.
Yeah, they won't be very good, put it that way, but I tell you what this has done, this has given Malinek the chance to just sort of run away a little bit now. 1.2 behind Rural still, but now 1.5 ahead of Panzer. Now he won't be under attack every lap. He might be able to try and make some inroads on these top three.
Yeah, possibly going to try and make a bit of time up now as Matthew Malinek. He's got a good gap to Panzer and a good gap to Gobi. I doubt Panzer will have taken any diffuser damage from that impact with Brewer. It was a fairly forceful tap, but Panzer ultimately, you know, probably not much damage done as Gobi now tries to go over on the outside, tries to do a fighting on him, but he's going to get the switch back here because look how defensive Panzer's gone. Gobi gets a much better drive, even with a bit of squiggliness on the exit there. He will take the inside. Panzer's going to have to try and either side draft him or tuck back in. He chooses the latter, and he's going to have to try and get something back on Gobi here if he wants this position, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and Gobi, thanks to a great run through those corners, is up in a P5.
Panzer seems to be struggling a lot in the dirty air of cars, so I've just noticed then, like every other car is pretty much full throttle going through. The right-hander when they're behind a car, but Panzer had to lift off, and even then he still understood quite a lot. I mean, potentially the tyres can be going as well, but that burst doesn't seem very good behind another car, or as good as some other cars that I've seen on the grid today. So it could be a potential issue for Panzer, should he not be using free air, as you've just seen there. Tried to get behind Gobi, tried to do anything, and he's understood it off a little bit. So potentially burst not having a higher setup, higher wing setup compared to some of the drivers around them.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, various drivers will go for different setups. You know, it's completely normal to have differences in setup preference per driver, but you never know. What works for one might not work for the other. What does work might work for the other. Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see. Now Gobi in free air. He's actually up on his time. He's actually found a bit of pace now. He's in some free air. Obviously winning a last time out in Canada. So on a good, rich vein of form. Hopefully he'll be able to continue that. As now he changes down Malinek for 4th place, 2 seconds back at the moment, but we'll be able to make some inroads on that very soon, I believe.
Indeed,
I think Brewer's coming in.
Brewer could be in.
I saw his pit light flashing on and off, so it's a good chance that we'll see our first pit stop in the next lap or so.
It's a possibility. It's a distinct possibility that we will see the first as... Oh, I saw Sixter there. Probably could have gone for Buck, but he backed out of it, it seems.
Just doesn't want to make a silly move. He's got a good opportunity to win today. He just doesn't want to make any silly moves. And end up taking both him and Buck out and handing the race win to another driver.
Indeed, and, well, Fabio... Well, you got to think he's playing the smart game here. He's staying out with Buck. Obviously, might want to try and synchronise their pit stops as Daniel Brewer's coming around. Yeah, Brewer's going to be the first to pit. Not really surprised, considering that spin. But we'll see what tyres he goes onto, and that'll really indicate what the others might choose.
So he should come out as a nice gap. So there's a gap between Sutton and Guts in 21st. He should come out in that gap there. So I think he'll have plenty of free air as well. So we'll see what he can do. It's just a case of if he catches them too quickly, will he end up not Will he end up getting? So yeah, now this is going to be important. What's he going to go on hard? So going to be on hards. That's probably going to get him to the end of the race. But now he's just going to have to try and make sure that he doesn't. Well, he's got less free air than I thought actually, but he's got to make some overtakes if he wants to win this race today.
He will have to make some overtakes. Interestingly, he makes this at the 1/3 point, so I'm expecting maybe a few other in soon. Who knows?
Yeah, they're going to be obviously they'll have seen that and they'll be aware they don't want to get undercut by him. Gorby especially. Gorby has got his pit light on. Whether or not he comes in is another story. But he's only one of the top 6-7 group, that top 7 group that have got their pit light on. So we'll see. We'll see if he does come in as Sixter again in that slipstream right behind Bot. But he is just choosing to stay behind, not to push anything too hard, and just see where they go from there.
Indeed, Sixter really keeping the pressure on as Sutton and Whitehouse battle of the Georges here. P18 and P19 they were fighting each other, but Sutton seems to have gotten. I think, yep, Sutton seems to have gotten ahead of Whitehouse by some means there as, yep. Looking at the top, Gorby in as well.
There was a spin in the chicane. It was Singh and Whitehouse. They came together and again in that chicane, they both lost a boat full of places. In fact, that's actually helped Brewer quite a lot. It managed to get through on a couple of cars.
Yeah, so Gorby comes in, Keersmakers comes in too. Keersmakers has gone hard, and what's Gorby going to do? Is that another set of soft?
No, that's hard. He's coming to hard.
Oh, it hasn't updated, right, fair enough. Yeah, obviously can be a bit slow to update the tyres sometimes, but yeah, Gorby going hard evidently.
He's come out in... Oh, he's beating that. He's beating that. Oh, well done, Gorby. He's beating that Jordan, Masudi, Harris, Sutton, Whitehouse group out. So Brewer has lost out massively lost out. I don't know if he must have repaired some damage because he's well behind.
Yeah, he has come out fair amount behind there. That's not exactly what he wanted, but you know, work to do then. I'm just wondering when Bok and Sixter are going to come in.
Bok's light is on, Sixter's light is not, Rual's is on, Mlinex is on, Panzar's is on, Ragusa's is also on. So yeah. 5 of the top 6 should be in this lap, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Sixter obviously has to try something, really. And, you know, in this case, he's obviously going to have to try and stay out. Maybe he doesn't know that Bok's light's on, who knows? Obviously, they'll have spotters there, and the team's telling all the drivers all the information. As Bok does, oh, he pulled a fakie there on you, Tom Parker. He's not coming in. As Rual does.
Oh, Rual also hits the wall as he goes round the corner of that thing.
Yeah, Linek in, Ragusa in. So, 3, 4, and 5.
Panzar stays out.
Yeah, Panzar is elected to stay out. Rual's on the hards. Machi, Linek and Ragusa are both coming in as well. Machi is going to, I presume, pick the hards too, as is Giuseppe. And yep, hards from Linek.
Right, now it's going to be interesting. Gorby on this straight. Where on earth is Rual? Oh, wow, look at that. Linek and Rual. Linek and Rual right next to each other. Gorby is not quite going to get them.
Mega Lachini just came out of Rual there. That's going to balk Stefan a little bit. But of course, DRS might help, but Gorby's at the back of this train now. That was an interesting sequence of stops there.
Oh, Sixter's going for a move on Bok. Sixter goes for
he's gone for it. There you go. There you go. It was going to happen eventually, and it happened there. Fabio Sixter finally decides to strike and gets the move done on Yannick Bok. That's exactly what he needed. He was close enough this time. He used the DRS and just sailed on through. Maybe Yannick decided to give that place off because he's coming in this lap.
Yeah, Sixter's got his pit light on now as well, so this could be. The reason why they've done this is they're going to, if they do one more lap, they should come out ahead of Sapala and Lucchini, who now Rual is overtaken as we speak, but he won't have to do that overtaking. So this could be why they've stayed out, gone one more lap, just to try and get that gap and hopefully take a place and not have to do a little bit more of overtaking.
Indeed, Bok and Rual, yep, they're coming in same lap. This is gonna be it then. Panzar, obviously, whether he stays out or not, there's going to be an interesting one too. But yep, and through goes Canapino!
Well, that's because Panzar hasn't got a front wing.
Oh dear, yeah, Panzar's lost his front wing, so Canapino's gone through. He stayed out, Bok is coming to the end of the lane. Canapino is going to take the lead of the race, albeit temporarily, but he's on the hards, remember.
And guess who's in behind him? Adam Maguire.
Well, this is a sudden change of events, isn't it?
Bok's being Sixter out! Bok's being Sixter out!
Wow! Oh, dear me!
Pit
And they
stop
say that
galore.
Paul Ricard isn't interesting. Wow.
And that is why the upgrades for the pit stops work, because Bok has just beaten Sixter out there, and that is purely down to the fact that they've got an upgraded pit stop. That's all it is.
Yeah, but then you gotta wonder, did Sixter cross the? I think he just stayed within the pit limits as well. Oh, that would have been a penalty if he'd gone too far over.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it's close, isn't it? It was side by side. So that Sixter, he did back out. He didn't push the issue, so fair play to.
Oh, dearie me. Alessandro Fantinati has been disqualified for some reason. Well, I think that might have been an unsafe penalty that he didn't then proceed to, protest. He's out. So Fantinati out. And he's been chatting in the game as well. That's going to be a further penalty for that. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand why he's annoyed, but he's not looking for a very good race next race.
No, that's going to be very, very poorly looked upon.
Oh, dear.
It's always different admins commentating, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless of which, though, Augustin Canapino. Oh, look at this. Flanagan's and Zapala fighting as well, but Canapino now still holding off Maguire nicely. This could be interesting, although Bok is only 8 seconds behind the two of them. So Canapino probably not going to take the lead at any point in this race because of the gap that Bok has. He's not pulling the gap out either. Bok's closing in.
Well, Bok's on fresh tyres, so it's kind of expected, I'd have thought. But yeah, Canapino, I mean, he's in the lead of the race at the moment as we speak. Canapino from Maguire from Fidok. Nice return to the podium positions for him at the moment. Obviously, he's got a raging Bok, Sixter and Ruel behind him. Ruel lost a little bit of time to Sixter and Bok, but also has to be expected having to overtake those drivers. 9x 7th. Dennis Jordan in 8th place, actually, so good stuff from him. Where's Gorby? Gorby's behind Brewer. He must have had a spin somewhere.
Yeah,
Kirby
I mean,
was 5 seconds ahead of Brewer, so.
Yeah, Dan is now ahead of Fabrizio, obviously, but you know, there's a big train going on here. There's a chance they could get the position back.
Yeah, but I mean, Brewer pitting those laps earlier has cost him a lot of time. He's having to try and overtake these drivers. He can't do that because of the DRS train, and he's now, instead of being right behind Lineck like he was before that spin earlier on, he's now 3.5 seconds behind, and he's 6 seconds off the lead. Well, the effective leader was Bok actually into second and third place. He's about 7 seconds off the effective lead of the race, so hasn't worked out. A bit too early. Just that's the thing. If you're going to do an undercut, you need to try and find a gap on the track, and unfortunately for Brewer, hasn't quite found that.
Yeah, Brewer not quite found the time, unfortunately, and he's still stuck in this midfield squabble as a result of it. But yeah, we're going to see if this improves for him. It's Adam Maguire. Well, the gap to Canapino was now 6:10.
Yeah, it's been around that the entire race, hasn't it? It's always been there, up and down between about half a second and a second. But Yannick Bok's its fastest lap of the race, 34. Oh, it's just beaten by Sixter, 34.7 from the pair of them. So they're both pretty speedy on this on these new set of tyres. And Ruel isn't too far off that pace, 34.8 as well. So see what they can do. As Lineck also ran around the low 35s, high 34s as we go.
Indeed, and yep, I've just seen Mercolicini come in. He's on the hards now. Sandeep Singh has just come in. He's come out, I believe, on. He might be the hards as well. No, soft.
Softs.
He has gone out on soft. Well, there you go.
Sandy was saying that he had a lot of good tyre wear yesterday in Superleague Lights when he did a little bit of testing. He said he had good tyre wear. Obviously, I doubt they'll make 30 laps, but you never know. Not Sandy. So we've got a battle on track. Who was that? I saw some cars flopping around. Harris and Sutton. I think Harris just made a move on Sutton into the chicane.
Yeah, Sergio Harris might have gone through.
Shirley's
out. Oh, dearie me. Is that a disconnect? I think it might have been.
It
It looked sudden. It looked like he did. He dropped connection big time. Just stopped on track. And then there was a car gone through him. And he's out.
Yeah.
I've never seen it done like that before. Usually they disappear and continue. Yeah, I've never seen a car just abruptly stop.
Well, he's lucky, yeah. It's weird. We'll see. He might come. Well, yeah, but that's his race over, unfortunately, for the Adonis. Not a good day for Adonis so far. To see what happens as Fidok into the pits from 6th, or from 3rd, as it was. So
Yeah, fight again, and he's obviously going to drop down the yard as the other cars go through. I'll be interested to see what Tez comes out, and he's been on the mediums. He's going to come out on the hards. There you go. So they'll take him to the end of the race.
Yeah,
There's a Power and Brewer.
He's going to score some good points today. Looks like Phylux, good stuff from him today. As now Brewer, like I said, into free air now. He really does need to get the pedal to metal if he wants to try and get a good high finishing position today.
Yeah, really needs to start to hit it at the moment, but yep. I've just seen finally come out in P16s, so just outside the points. So if he can keep this going well to the end of the race, he might end up in the points again.
Yeah, so you've got so out of the top guys, you've got Canopy and Maguire obviously not pitting yet. Dennis Jordan has yet to pit, as has Sapala, who is under attack from Gorby. Gorby quite getting a move done though, but yeah, so a few drivers still yet to pit, so he's got plenty of time to make some positions up towards the end of this race. Heras, Sutton also yet to pit. Keys makers in 14th hole, so he has. So
Canapino got a big slide on there. Bit of a wiggle from the back end of that go speed.
Yeah, it's pulled out a nice gap on Maguire though. Maguire's lost DRS, so good stuff from Canapino. They won't be in for another 10 or so laps, so plenty of time. But he's still pulling some good lap times out of that car, so Canapino could be in with a good chance of a good result here. But Maguire, obviously with those softer tyres on at the end, could be looking to see some excellent times towards them at the end of this race. But obviously still got to get there. Only not even halfway through this race yet. 24 laps gone after a 53 lap race. We have 22 runners and riders left on the track.
Indeed, 22 still going. George Sutton's coming into the pits in the meantime. This will be to get off those mediums, and I presume this will be hards for him as well.
Second rate, and he goes.
Yep, up he goes, and down he goes, and off he goes in that red arrow car. And George Sutton, he is stepping in for Chris Butcher, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. I believe Chris is seeing the season out. I think it's just a temporary change.
Well, it's always good to see new talent in the red arrow cars. Obviously, you've got a great teammate in David Friday, very experienced, so he'll be learning a lot, and he'll be pushing for points this race too.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be able to achieve that before the end of this race. As what have we got going on? Sixth are still very close to Bok. Fourth and third now as we speak. Ruel a bit further back. Linex even further behind that. So Dennis do you know what? Dennis in seventh place doing a good job of holding up Raguzza really. To not that Raguzza was really in that top fight, but Dennis still getting some good times out of those tyres. Considering he's been on them for what 25 laps, best lap of 34.7, and he's up on his time. These tyres seem to take quite a long time to come into effect, but when they do, they're actually quite a big tyre. So have to see what Dennis does, but like I say, he's doing some good times in that car. Who knows? I mean, yeah, okay, he's got a pit left still, but could still see a good result from Dennis today.
Yeah, I could see some good results still. As I'm looking out my window here in England, and it's raining. So you know that's possibly foreshadowing for the rest of the. No, I do it. Obviously, the weather here isn't the weather in Paul Ricard, but the clouds are still present.
Yeah, it's still pretty dark on track, isn't it? So definitely a chance for the rain to make an appearance, but I mean, I don't think it will, but you never know. Could see some interesting spiciness towards the end of this race.
Yeah, Canapino really putting the hammer down now. Maguire's dropped way back, 3 seconds in it now. There's a second per lap.
Yeah, Maguire had a poor lap last about 37.1, so he must have made a mistake somewhere on the back part of that lap because he was about 2 seconds behind.
Bok and Sixter though. Bok and Sixter 3.6 behind Canapino, so really not really in with much of a chance of winning this race unless he has a lightning stint on the softs.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not that much slower than him. When he gets a lap, like I said, he had a slide and he still did a 36.0. If he just does some clean laps, he's not that slow. Maguire now has got his pit light on. I doubt he'll be coming in this time by, but yeah, he's got Bok and Sixter behind him. Obviously, we wouldn't be expecting this. Obviously, we would, but usually they've done the same amount of pit stops. But Maguire's still yet to pit from those hard compound tyres. Ruel now back onto the back of Sixter and Bok. So Ruel now joining that free car fight for the effective lead of the race.
Yeah, and well, I'm keeping up. Maguire in, there you go. Bok and Sixter still in strong pursuit of each other. Maguire though is in, he's decided now's the time, and considering he started on those tyres.
He can't have worn them out.
Considering he started on those tyres, he's gone onto the mediums.
So I reckon he's come in just to get the mediums on sooner rather than keep the hards on. There's no way that those tyres were dead. Surely not. But, well, we never know, we'll see. But yeah, Maguire out into 14th place. Nice bit of free air. Big gap behind him, big gap in front of him. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, let's see what Maguire can do on these fresh boots, so to speak. I mean, medium tyres, they'll take them to the end of the race, you should think.
Yeah, it's going to be touch and go, but yeah, they should realistically get to the end. But that does free Yannick Sixter up, though.
This gives us a bit of an interesting insight into where Canapino might come out. We're expecting one of the likes of Harris and Moose then, if this is the expected pit delta. So if Canapino comes out there, he's probably going to have some serious overtaking going on to get back up to the race lead.
Yeah, so Maguire's going to be very quick now. He's going to be quicker than Canapino, so Canapino may end up coming out behind Maguire, but he's overtaken him once this race. There's absolutely no reason why he wouldn't be able to do it again.
Yeah, we'll have to see ultimately if he can really push this hard, and Augustine definitely going to push as hard as he can because he needs to make up as much time as possible on the likes of Buck and Sexter. But Buck and Sexter, you got to remember, are the real threats here. We'll compare the lap times as they come across the start finish to start lap 28. Canapino has just done the 35.8, Buck a 34.6. That is 1.2 seconds.
That's also the effect of worn tyres and not worn tyres. So,
really, we're going to be watching Maguire as well. His lap time is going to be the real kicker of whether it's probably worth it for Canapino to follow his strategy. Maguire has just come out and is immediately set a lap time of 1:52 because, of course, that has got to include his pit time.
If you look at his sectors, he's half a second faster in second and third sectors than Canapino.
Yeah, I think maybe it's time for Augustine to come in. Maybe Adam has done the right thing.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, he's definitely done the right thing just to get the track position and get some good pace out of those tyres. I'm expecting him to jump Canapino. I'm fully expecting him to jump him, but so whether or not he can jump him and stay ahead of him once Canapino puts those new tyres on.
Well, we'll see. Obviously, the race has still got a while to go. We're only halfway gone.
Sixter has a look at Buck again, but Buck again. Once again, Sixter pulls out of it, doesn't want to push anything. Like I said, only halfway through, still 25 laps to go at the end of this one. And don't want to try anything silly. You don't want to try and, like I said, you don't want to take yourself out and end up giving your competitor a better chance of winning. Maguire, purple sector 1. I'm expecting a very, very quick sector 2. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's going to set
Personal
fast
best.
by a mile.
Personal best, yeah.
It's actually, yes. Not much faster than Moose, but I suppose Moose did have a toe going into that. But yeah, Maguire's about to absolutely shatter fastest lap. And if he doesn't come out ahead of Canapino, I'd be incredibly surprised. Canapino 35.6. Bear in mind, there's what, 3 and a bit second gap. He's just cut that gap by 1.6 seconds as he sets the fastest lap of the race, a 34.0.
Yeah, fastest lap then for Adam Maguire, and this will be a real sign for Canapino that maybe he's got to get off those hards, because obviously Maguire is going really, really quick now, and he needs all the speed he can get to stay in contention for a good position.
I'm expecting Canapino to come in. When he does come in, when Canapino comes in, he's going to put a softs on to the end of the race, I would expect, especially with this amount of laps to go. He looks pretty comfortable. He's not losing. I mean, he's still setting around about his personal best, so the tyres are still good, but obviously they're not as quick as fresh mediums.
Yeah, fresh medium's really as fast as you can get right now, apart from fresh softs. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you've got to consider, is it worth, in Canapino's case, the drop-off that he might have if he wears them out too much?
Well, the hards, I don't think there really is a drop-off. There's like, I mean, if you want, I reckon those hards could probably do the entire race, but yeah, I mean, Mock isn't catching him as quickly as I expected him to. Look at that, 35.5 PB from Canapino that time by, so he's still got the pace in the tyres. It's just, yeah, I think at this point he's probably going to have to overtake Maguire on track when he does come down to it. But you've got to remember, he's going to have fresh softs. Harris comes in. But you've got to remember, he's going to have fresh softs. He's going to be bloody quick when he gets to it. So, I think Canapino is going to have Maguire's number when it comes to it. But he's got a massive gap behind him to Fidoc. He's going to come out of free air.
Yeah, but Bach is right behind him and within DRS range now.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I don't think Canapino's got a chance of winning this race. I mean, like I said, he's got a whole pit stop to make up when he does come in. But, yeah, I would say it's between Yannick, Sixter and Rual. Rual's still doing a good job of holding on to that position. So
Oh, and there is a big train here between the three of them. Look how close they are.
yeah, and now because Yannick's going to have Canapino's DRS as well, it's going to be helping Yannick try and keep Sixter away from the back of him. Sixter's, I imagine we're going to see the same again. He's going to go up there.
Oh, Fabio!
He's not going to make the move. He's going to pull out. Success. Bok does feel he has to go defensive. Interestingly.
Well, is he going to try and get the? Oh, he's definitely keeping the pressure on his Sixter here.
Yeah, so that's the problem. The exit, there's only really one line, and you just need to. If you don't take that line, you're gonna get like Sixter score. Just gets blocked off there.
This is the dream for Sixter, though. If he gets held in front of Canapino, wide, he goes into the pits. This will be new tyres for Canapino. Well, he's made his choice. There you go.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to put mediums on. Personally, I thought he'd come in longer. Oh, maybe not. Go on, man. Go on.
Wow. Okay, this is an interesting strategy. He's gone for the soft. Wow. Can he make those go to the end of the race though? I mean, we saw them make it third.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, a third of 53 is about 18 laps. So he's going to be pushing them 5 laps further.
He can do it. He's got a lot of fuel load. I think Canapino can do it. He's always been quite good on his tyres. But maybe he just felt like the need. It was just.
He's come out, crucially, about 2 seconds behind Adam Maguire as well.
Yeah, but on softer, fresher tyres. This isn't really a contest when it comes to it.
He's thrown the cat among the pigeons here, hasn't he?
Yeah, Moose has actually made a pit stop. Oh, but Moose has got to stop again because he's put 2 sets of the hards on. Tapala yet to stop those. Tapala's.
Oh, and speaking of Moose.
Overtaking Tapala around here.
Yeah, that was a good move there. That was classy, that. And Fabio Sixter, speaking of classy, he's lining up another classy move on Bok somewhere. But he knows all too well now that the advantage that he had by Canapino being ahead is gone.
Yeah, and Bok responding with having a fastest middle sector. Oh no, he hasn't done a fastest middle sector, but he's just up on his time. So he did have a fast sector, Fabio Sixter, middle first sector, PB of the race.
Indeed, and there's all sorts of shufflings going up and down the field. I see Zapala and Maguire going at it. Obviously, Golby and Brewer having a bit of a scrap. And then cars coming out the pit lane too. That was Alex Cooper I just saw coming out the pits. Ragusa, Jordan Lineck all in a bit of a scrap. And Stefan Brualt, props where it's due, is still holding third. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, DRS train probably isn't helping his cause, but yeah, he's still holding on. He's still doing a good job. A 6 and a brilliant run out of that corner. Oh, I say that as he gets a bit of oversteer. Sorry, Fabio. Oh, and again.
This is the thing. It's taken Stefan Ruolt a while to get the hang of these Super League cars, but now he has. He's proven that he's championship material.
Yeah,
see, this is the thing.
Yeah, Gerrit in our ear saying he always needs 2 seasons, but I mean, you say it, and it is true. He's there now, so okay, maybe a bit too late for a championship challenge, but maybe some race wins on the horizon. That'd be nice. Oh, goodness me. Adam Maguire, purple sector 1. Canapino having a look at Moose, but doesn't quite get the move off. So Palmer's re-overtaken Moose somewhere, but so this is the problem now. Canapino needs to clear these guys very, very quickly. If not, he's going to... Okay, he might lose touch with Maguire, but I mean, he could probably get back into the back of him. But he doesn't want to ruin these tyres whilst he's in that dirty air, because that would absolutely ruin his race. He's going to make a move up here. He's thinking about it, and he's doing it. Good move. Moose gives him the space. Canapino, obviously, with much softer, much fresher tyres. Into 12th place, and now with Zapala ahead of him. Zapala, who's yet to pit, by the way.
Yeah, Zapala still yet to... make his stop, but you know, he's having a good run here in that YTF1 car, gotta be said. P11, not bad.
Nope, good stuff from him so far. See where he comes out in relation to Steven Singh's Sunday, actually 16th place at the moment. Could potentially be on some points here today, so doing good stuff. Lucchini also in 15th place at the moment. So good job some drivers lower down in the field. As Zapala just lets Canapino go. Now we're going to see how quick he really is. He's set a 34.8 on that lap, having made 2 overtakes. So now we're going to see how quick Canapino really is as he gets into some free air on these soft tyres. Let's go. What can he do? First sector, he's just going to pop up now. Maguire sets 26.740, Canapino 26.700. So he does set a purple sector. Not much faster, but you can't really gain too much time on this. in this sector. It's these next two sectors where he's going to really see the benefits of these tyres.
Yeah, Augustin is really pushing hard now. Set a personal best last lap. Purple first sector, and he's really going to give it the beans now. I mean, he's up to P11. He's already taken 2 places on those tyres alone, and well, we're going to see where the Argentine's going to end up at the end of this. I'm really interested to see where he does, because we all know how talented he is.
Yep, so obviously, well, Dennis Jordan in 5th place yet to pit as well, so that's another place he's going to gain. So he will end up in 10th, but I don't think Canapino's going to be finishing there. And even, I mean, maybe Maguire may not be finishing where he is in 10th. He may be able to get Keersmakers for the end of this race, maybe even Gerby. So, potential Canapino to finish in the top 5, maybe, even if he was a really good race, he could potentially get there.
Yeah, and if he did get a top 5, I'm sure we're going to have an interview with us as well, because it's been so long since we saw him get such a good result. Who knows if he can keep it up, and we're hoping he will, obviously, but Adam Maguire ahead of him as well, just as equally likely. In fact, well, I say that, but the tyre difference, remember?
Took 2/10 at Maguire like that. Had a bit of a shoddy middle sector, so we'll see. Maybe it's not as fast as we were expecting, but maybe it's just easing the tyres in a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to really ease them in. You know, he's not going to be pushing too hard. He knows he's got to make them last. But ultimately, you know, Maguire has got a bit more to play with in that sense. That might be where the difference is what it is. But Bok and Sixter just 3/10 out of each other. This battle is still going on, and we already know that Fabio Sixter can make a move whenever he likes. He's just playing with Yannick Bok a bit here, you got to feel.
Yeah, like I say, he has made the overtake once. There's no reason why he wouldn't be able to do it again. And, yeah, I mean, look, if it wasn't for the fact that Yannick beat him out of the pits, who knows where Sixter would be. He could be well off the road now.
Yeah, really interesting to see when that move is going to be made then. Bok obviously running more wings because he's so good in that final sector, but Sixter has already overtaken him this race despite that. So, and you got to remember they came in at the same time. Dennis Jordan in the pits as well. He has come in for Evolution. These two, Bok and Sixter, pitted at the same time, so their tyres are going to be wearing at roughly the same rate.
Yeah, so that'll be, well, they did pit at the same time. They were side by side coming out of the pit lane, so yeah, it's just going to be a case of can Yannick keep his cool, or can Sixter make a move going into maybe even the same place, but we'll see.
Stop for Jordan. This is the classic Dennis Jordan strategy. Go out and set the fastest lap.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense anyway. If Canapino's got on to him, there's no reason why Dennis wouldn't be able to do it as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it was all down to fastest laps, Dennis Jordan would be a chance of being champion, wouldn't he? I mean, he's so quick when it comes down to actually just knuckling down and setting quick laps.
Yeah, Dennis is one of those drivers who takes a little bit of time to get into it, and when he does, he's lightning quick, but enough driver who's taking part in
the
24 hour. But yeah.
Come on, there's a parlour in, and I think he's come out on the soft.
It makes sense, yeah, like I said, from here on in, soft should make the end. Like I said, lower fuel load, less wear, hopefully less dirty air as well. It makes sense, and softs now should probably make the end.
Yeah, I mean...
It's getting closer and closer to Mr. Maguire.
Yep, he is pushing out here. But, yeah, Yannick, absolutely. Going for it here, but...
Keersmakers as well, deciding to put the hammer down as well. He's on a flyer as we speak. Now he's got some... Well, he realised, oh crap, Adam's behind me. Better get some pace in me.
He is. Keersmakers is really giving it the beans now too. I mean, he's obviously a fair way away from Maguire as it stands. Canapino catching up, but Keersmakers on for a solid finish too. I haven't really talked much about him, but definitely on for a good show.
Ruel much closer to Sixter than Sixter is to Bok. I mean, Ruel, if that straight was about 50 metres longer, he may have better go into turn 1, but not to be. But yeah, Ruel, definitely a dark horse. Definitely a good chance he could win this race today. Linek actually has also started catching him back up. Linek only 1 second behind now, pretty much going into the sector 1. Is he going to get DRS? I don't think he is, but next lap, there's a very good chance he could be within DRS range.
Yeah, Ruel definitely, in fact, he is within DRS range. He's pushing hard now. Sixter obviously has a bit of a run too, trying to go defensive from Ruel to protect himself there, having to give up the run on Bok. Canapino set the fastest first sector again, so he's on fire. And Ruel, well, you got to think Stefan Ruel might come into this equation for the battle for the lead soon.
Huh. So Dennis Jordan's only come out 4 seconds behind Canapino. That's a lot closer than I thought he would be, actually. So Dennis could be within a result. I mean, he's going to be fighting
Stefan! Oh, he faked one up the inside of Fabio Sixter there, but Fabio was not falling for it, held his line, and he's holding the gap. But there is really nothing between it. This is a 3-horse race for the lead now. 4 if you include Meinek.
Canapino now on the back of Adam Maguire. And like I said, Dennis Jordan isn't too far behind either. Dennis Jordan's absolutely flying as well. 26.5 first sector. What's he going to do for the middle? He's had a poor middle sector, 37.6. But, well, I say poor. It's not. I mean, it's poor compared to Canapino. That's because Canapino had a big old DRS and slipstream. So, we'll see. Dennis could be within a chance of catching these two before the end of the race. Kearsmakers has Kearsmakers only a second and a half in front of Maguire now, so
as well.
It's getting spicy.
Speaking of Maguire, here comes Canapino down these. He lifted off. He lifted off. He didn't want to contest that, did Adam Maguire? We saw this at Canada. Remember when he let the lead slip out of his hands? He lifted. He did not want to contest that overtake. Just pulled over, out of the throttle. Simple as you like. He wants to chase rather than be chased.
Well, so he's got Dennis behind him. I think he's probably more thinking about Dennis trying to. When Dennis comes, I can guarantee, because they're in a championship fight with Evolution, he will not make it as easy for Dennis as he did for Canapino. Look at that. Canapino is already flying away. Can you believe it? Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Canapino's doing with a damn good chance.
This is the thing. This was the Gobi effect at Canada. He wanted nothing to do with Fabrizio Gobi. He just let him through, and Gobi ran away, and Maguire was kind of relegated to second from there on in. But he plays the smart game, does Adam Maguire. That's the thing. He plays the smart game. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, he's leading the championship. He's not going to do stupid fights he doesn't need to fight. Like someone like Canapino, he's not in a championship fight. He's only here for a few races, I'd imagine. He may not even finish the season. Why would you fight him? Dennis Jordan, however, Evolution, he's not in the driver's fight, but the teams, like Evolution, are the closest challengers. So why would you not fight him, if you know what I mean? But saying that, Dennis has already taken a second and a half out of him this lap, so it's going to happen, and it's going to be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, it could be interesting when it does happen as well. And speaking of things that could happen, I'm watching Rualt and Sixter. They are close coming up with this back straight. This could be an overtake from the Dutchman.
Wow, saying that Sixter's quite close to Bok as well. Sixter is better exit that time.
What's his priority going to be? Sandeep Singh comes in, but what's his priority going to be? Will he defend from Rualt or attack Bok? That's the question. I think he's going to defend because Bok's further ahead. Rualt's going to get the slipstream in the draft in the DRS. And Sixter, yep, he's not moving.
If Sixter didn't have a DRS, it'd be a lot trickier, but no, it's got it covered, not a problem.
Yeah.
Linek now in DRS range of Ruel.
Yeah, he's going to be rubbing his hands at this because he's going to have a chance to catch up to this train as well.
Canapino overtakes Kearsmakers into the chicane. Canapino up to 8th place. He now has a lovely bit of free air, 5.5 seconds up to Gorby and Brewer.
17 to the lead though. It's going to be a push here if he wants to get into the top 5.
Top 5, 12 seconds to Ragusa. Maybe, yeah, we've got 15 laps left. I could see that, but I do think anything above that is a bit too much of an ask.
Yeah, I mean the gap obviously between Ragusa and him is 12 seconds, as you rightly said. Lap difference, not that much in it, about a second a lap, and considering that we have about 15 laps to go,
he should make it. Look, he should get there. He's not a second a lap faster than Linek, Ruel, Sixter and Bok though, so I think 5th's probably the maximum what Canapino can get today, but that's absolutely not to be sniffed at from 10th on the grid.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely not to be turned up at. That is a really good comeback from Augustin Canapino, and
Dennis has absolutely flown up to back at Maguire. Last I saw he was 4.5 seconds back, and he's only a second and a half back now.
Yeah, he's pushing hard.
I didn't think he'd get there that quickly, but yeah, he's not quite DRS yet. Yeah, he's not quite DRS yet.
Not quite in DRS range, no.
But he's, next lap he will be. Good for me.
Well, this is getting interesting for Dennis Jordan at the very least.
He isn't DRS. Okay, I'll shut up.
Oh well, Tom Parker, wrong again, unfortunately, on the DRS front. But yeah, now he's going to close a bit more. Adam Maguire has to fight against him, as you rightly said. Team versus team. Maguire has got to make this difficult.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to make it? I think, is he going to be able to? By the end of this lap, you'd think Dennis is going to be on the back of him because of the It's not even like Maguire's tyres are worn. It's just that he's got mediums on. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when he gets there. But he's You think he'd be on the end of him by the time we get to the end of this lap. Maguire's got his pit light on, interestingly. I doubt he's going to be going in, but interesting to see that he's got it on. Yeah, this is going to be a fun little race between these two, I think. Obviously, got Keersmakers ahead of him. Keersmakers probably going to get overtaken by these two when they come up to him. But
Oh, he is in.
no.
Wow. Okay. I don't
Maybe-
understand this from Adam Maguire. Maybe he's putting softs on, but
why?
he had a solid top 10. Why is he doing this? I don't understand it at all. I mean, obviously,
He's not
softs
gonna
have got to.
He's
Well,
not gonna overtake Keersmakers.
Unless he's to get that position back that he's just lost, he's gonna have to pretty much overtake everyone from George Sutton to Dennis Jordan. He's dropped 5 places, but maybe he just thought the time loss wasn't worth it. Panzer's gonna get him.
Oh goodness me! We'll have to talk to Menno after the race. See
What
what's going
on earth is he thinking?
Maybe he had. Well, he didn't have a drive-through. He didn't have a stop go. Maybe he didn't think they'd make it to the end, but he pitted the same lap as Gorby pretty much, and Gorby was on something. I don't know. Interesting. We'll have to.
Panzer's on a postcard, please.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to talk to Menno after the race to see what that was all about. But yeah, interesting. I mean, he'll probably get Panzer here, but I mean, he's in the points again now. But yeah, he's gonna lose. If Yannick does win this race, Adam's okay. He's got a massive lead, but that's gonna be cut down by quite a lot.
He's got about. I'm gonna go check this actually because we have the standings on our website, of course, in the Super League standings page. Adam Maguire's lead at the top of the table is 25 points. Funny enough, so if Bok wins, it's closed up to nothing.
I mean, yeah, okay, Adam's going to get points. Adam's going to get a top 10 from this potentially still anyway, but yeah. Okay, fair enough. You do you. Adam, you're the better driver, you do you. I'm rubbish, you do you. There's obviously some thinking behind it. There's a reason for it.
There'll be a reason. He has a reason for everything, but he will have to try and make his way back up the order. But this is going to sigh. It wasn't a necessarily brilliant race anyway for Adam, but he was on for a good result. This is really going to hurt these point standings overall.
I mean, so looking at it, he probably can get back to 10th, and that's where he was. I don't think he'd have made any more places up from that. Maybe he's doing it. Maybe he's just doing it just so he can get fastest lap. Maybe he's,
who knows? Maybe
10th place. You're still going to get 10th. May as well get fastest lap as well whilst you're at it.
May as well go for maximum Jordan strat.
Yeah, I mean 13 seconds. Dennis Jordan did just set fast lap race after 33.3 at 5. A very bloody good lap actually. Took out 6/10 from Canapino, but yeah, maybe Adam's thinking is okay. I can still get back up to 10th. May as well go for fastest lap and get an extra million in the bank for the team. So. Okay. Makes a bit more sense if you're thinking it that way, but still surprised to see. It's just a bit weird to see.
Yeah, indeed, and wow, weird, but it's not affecting the battle at the front. They're all within a second of each other. Box 6 to Meinek, and any one of them can still win this race.
Yeah, all it takes is a mistake from Bok, and it closes them up all even more. Could be interesting, but 12 laps to go still. Still plenty of time to go make a move for Sixter for Morale over Meinek. So let's see 4 different teams in the top 4. Well, actually make that 5 and 5 with Ragusa. Ragusa's about 4 seconds back, so he's not really in this fight, but still good job from him to be in 5th. Canapino taking chunks out of Brewer and Gobby ahead. He's caught them a lot quicker than I thought he would again. So do you know what? Canapino has got a very good chance of getting top 5 today. So fair play to him. Adam Maguire 32.8, absolutely flying. See why he's done it now.
Indeed, Maguire really pushing hard now, 32.8. I mean, if he's 2 seconds a lap faster than anyone else, pretty much, he's going to get in the remaining 12 laps 24 seconds. So, you know, he's going to be back up to 7th, 8th, you know, at this rate. But then you've got to consider the likes of Canapino, who are on the 34s on the top 2.
Yeah, he'll get to Keersmakers. 17 seconds behind Keersmakers at the moment. Like I said, about a second and a half, 2 seconds a lap, he'll get there. Dennis, he's not 2 seconds faster than Gustin and Dennis, so he won't get to those. He probably won't get to Gorby either. It's 10th's his best bet, but like I said, he's going to have an extra fastest lap and an extra bit of moolah from it. So
Extra money, of course, $1 million for the fastest lap, I believe.
Yes, £1 million for the fastest lap. Hence why that's where I made all my team my money. Anyway. Dennis is catching Augustin, so maybe it's not all over. Maybe Canapino won't have it as easy as he thinks.
He's really not making it easy, is he? No.
Oh, speaking of not making it easy, Gilby goes for a move up the inside of Brewer into turn 1 just ahead of us. Doesn't quite make a stick, and this gives Canapino the chance to really close up even more.
Yeah, Augustin is watching this with intent, really. I mean, he's got the tyres. He's got the tyres to make the move. Gilby and Brewer battling each other, though. He's got to be careful here. Maguire just did a 34. That's well off his previous pace.
Oh, no. He made an overtake. Maybe he went off last overtaking someone.
Yeah, that is a big oh no moment for Adam Maguire there, but yeah, Augustin Canapino needs to watch this carefully as Gilby and Brewer continue to fight. He knows he's got an opportunity, he just has to find it.
He might get stuck here. Because Gilby's got the DRS train, and obviously they've got similar top speeds with DRS open. He's got to be careful, he might get stuck, you know. If Brewer keeps doing good for holding Gilby off. Unless, oh my goodness me!
Well, that's not going to jump holding him off at all. Brewer has been absolutely cruise missile there. Well, what on earth happened? Brewer's out, obviously, but what happened was he was holding off Gilby. He was holding off Gilby, and then he breaks for the Brewer. Yep. Oh dear! Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Daniel Brewer. Oh, he was hitting the brakes, downshifted twice, and then just got rammed by... Did he brake too early? That's the question. I mean, he hit the brakes, but he downshifted twice. I think it was that a double downshift? Whatever it was, it brought him down in speed. Gilby came in, Brewer got hit, and then Brewer lost his rear right when he slammed into the wall.
I wouldn't say he's braked too much or too early. I mean, maybe that's just what Dan's been doing, but yeah, Gilby completely caught out and is well.
No front wing, that's put him out of the running. That gives Canapino an easy 6.
Well, that's me saying Canapino's going to struggle. I'll shut up. I've done the opposite of commentator's curse there, but yeah, what a disaster. I wouldn't say Dan was out. Dan didn't do anything wrong. Well, broke for the corner. Maybe his tyres would get to that point where he had to. He had all the tyres and the rest of the top guys, remember. Yeah, what a disaster. That's a shame.
Oh, well, that is... I'm interested to see how this is going to go down because, well, there's an argument that Gilby should have kept his distance, but he could have, he might have anticipated Brewer going in. I don't know, it's not for us to say, but it's going to be a heated stewards meeting after this race, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a, yeah, I don't think, obviously Dan's going to be pretty pissed off at that, but...
Oh, well, yeah, that's one way of putting it. Apologies there, but, yeah. Yannick Bott is going to have a bit of a breathe. Well, it's not really going to affect Bott, but Canapino now has all the room in the world, really, to just get the clean air and absolutely hammer it. In fact, he just set a personal best. Yeah, 34.0. He was the second faster than Raguzza that lap. He's still 14 seconds behind. Factor doing his typical, I'm rubbish at live timing, but yeah, he's still quite a way behind Raguzza. Is he going to get there in time? Oh no, it's 9 seconds off. Okay, 14 seconds off the lead of the race. He's definitely not going to get to the lead of the race. No, yeah, 9 laps is not going to do that. It's going to be close with Raguzza. He's, like I said, 8.5 back. He's getting about second a lap. He's going to be on the back of him. However, who is on the back of Canapino is Dennis Jordan. Yeah, he's got to be careful here. He's got to be careful here, Canapino, because obviously Jordan, a potential P5 stealer. Because Dennis, we know this is his strategy. Go fast at the end. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to, yeah, he's going to have to be careful, because if they start battling too much, they're going to it's going to lose the opportunity to try and get Raguzza, so you need to be sensible about this. Yeah, really needs to be sensible here, this Canapino. He doesn't want to fight too hard. Obviously, he needs to not worry. He needs to make sure that he does enough to keep Jordan behind him. But at the same time, he can catch Raguzza if there's no incidents from here. As yeah, I could yeah, right in instance he should be able to, but it's
Now Canopy, the thing is, now Canopy's going to have that mindset of thinking, oh right, I've got to start defending now. He's going to switch off the attack. He's going to start thinking about the offence. Start thinking about the offence. Start thinking about defence. I mean, he gained 7 attempts that lap, but he's going to, like I said, now he's going to have to defend from Dennis, so especially going up this DRS straight as we come down to these corners, and we'll have to just hope that they're nice and clean, nice and no problems. Kiersmakers is 8 seconds behind, so he's not really in the running for this. And his tyres are older anyway. So Moose in 9th place, and Moose has done a good job actually. Does he not need to pit again though, if I remember rightly? Yeah, Matthias Moose needs to pit again for another set of tyres, so he's not quite in the running there.
Here comes Jordan. Oh, well, he doesn't go for it in the end. That is a sensible decision there. Canapino obviously a bit too far away, unless he went for a massive lunge, in which case there would have been a massive lunge and possibly an accident. And I think Dennis knew that.
Yeah, Dennis, like I said before, Dennis is fighting for a championship. It's not...
Hang on, is this it? Oh, Canapino moves over. Well, that's a sensible bit of driving from the Argentine. Didn't want anything to do with that.
Surprised about that. Surprised about that, but fair enough. That takes us away to the battle. Now we can see what Dennis can do in his fight. Oh, he says thank you there. A little wiggle to say thank you. Yeah, fair play to Augustin. That is, I wasn't expecting that, so fair play.
Well, Canapino, obviously, all this experience he's got in actual real-life driving, all these championships he's won, paying dividends. Obviously, he knows how to fight, knows when to fight. Obviously, decided that fight wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I think maybe Augustin was caught out by how quick Dennis was. I mean, he caught me out. I didn't think Dennis was going to be a chance of catching Canapino, but yeah, he's got his head down. He's made the most of those hard tyres when they were in their good life cycle towards the end, and yeah, he's just... Come on, no, I mean, I remember Dennis started in about, what, 26th? 27th? He started well down, so Dennis has done a great job to get to where he is. Well, probably his best job of the season, I'd say, actually.
Yeah, definitely a good drive.
Oh, Ruel on Sixter! Oh my goodness! Sixter's round! Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
All of a sudden, things change at the front. You're right, what on earth happened? I mean, Stefan Ruel, it was coming round into that chicane at the first half of the Mistral, and it was Ruel was on the inside. He dived, he made the dive bomb, and then Sixter just turned in, maybe not expecting him to be there, and then contact again in Sixter round, pushed round by Mleinek as well, which didn't help his case. And now Fabio's 5th. Fabio is P5.
So it looks like Sixter had a poor run going on to the Mistral straight, and then Ruel had a go. Fair enough. Good, yeah, broke late, good move. And then, so it's just, they've caught wheels, and then, yeah, like you said, turned in, wasn't expecting, I don't think he was expecting Sixter to be there, and he's turned him around, unfortunately. That's a shame, we've still got, but it's given, I mean, Mleinik's still on the back of Ruel, but it's given Yannick a massive, massive sigh of relief, I imagine.
Well, I mean, he's probably thinking he could phone it in from here, but Ruel's not going to let him do that. I think this is Stefan's chance. I mean, he is going to push hard now.
Well, yeah, he's up on his time already, goodness me. It just shows how bad a dirty air is, because Ruel is now in some clear air, and he's suddenly a bit faster than he was before. It's unbelievable.
I mean, he had to do something. He was going for a move. It wasn't exactly a dive bomb, was it? I mean, it was a calculated move, but I think Fabio just wasn't expecting him to be there.
No, it was a fair move. I think Fabio just did misjudged a little bit where Stefan's car was. Like I said, they locked wheels, and after that, yeah, things happen like that.
It just seemed like a genuine incident.
Yeah, it is, and it may go to the
Oh, well, here comes Matty Mleinek though. Here comes Mleinek on Ruel. Now, has that incident caused damage to the Dutchman? Who knows? As Fabrizio Gobi comes into the pits there, I believe, as Mleinek pushing hard. He can't get round Ruel.
I was going to say, if he put a move around the outside of there, oh my goodness. But yeah, Matchy is looking for blood. Yannick's now 3 seconds up the road, so he's laughing. Dennis is... how far's Dennis behind? Where's Raceview when you need him? So Dennis is about 5 seconds behind Sixter. I'll have to wait until they go over the line so I can get a good representation of what laps they're doing. But yeah, Sixter's going to have some damage, and obviously his tyres will be a bit second rate after that as well. So potential for 4th? We'll see. Maybe if Raguta's picked his pace up actually, so maybe not. But gained second on them lap so it's 4 seconds behind Sixter with 4 to go. It'll be or 5 to go. Sorry, so. He might be on the back end for the end of this race.
Of course, Fabio 6 has got to worry about the likes of Dennis Jordan and Augustin Canapino now, who are about a second and a half second faster than him.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think Dennis and Canapino are going to run it. Oh, goodness me, Dennis. I think Dennis's tyres are starting to go. He's put the power down going onto the straight, and it's just gone screw whiff everywhere. So maybe he's starting to run out of tyres a little bit. Maybe he's just pushing really hard to try and catch Fabio. We won't know until he sorts
Yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic drive from 6 until that point, though. I mean, he absolutely had it. I mean, he was going to have a podium for Madkit, and now he's down in 5th.
Yeah, I think it was just a case of he got a poor exit going onto the straight, which happens sometimes. And then it's just been misjudged a bit. Oh, goodness. Oh, sorry. It's just been misjudged a little bit, and these things happen. It happens. It's just unfortunate in the way it did. As Mlinek has got possible role for second.
Yep, Mlinek through in the end there, obviously. Made it happen into, he made it happen into, well, ironically, he did the exact same move on Ruel as Ruel did on Sixter. Down the inside, and done.
Nice and easy. Mlinek. Oh. Like I say, he's a bit far back from Bok now. He is a grand total of 3.5 seconds back.
He'd need to make he'd need to make half a second a lap and overtake. Well, more than that, he'd need to make about 7/10 and overtake.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be able to get that done. Fabio's 2.5 seconds back from 3 seconds back from Ragusa. Dennis isn't gaining as much on Sixter anymore. I think we're going to be status quo unless something interesting happens at the end. But yeah, Ruel could very well be carrying damage, actually, thinking about it. Ragusa's only about a second and a half off him, actually, so potential, but we'll see. Still 4 laps to go. Who knows what can happen in these 4 laps? Have we got any battles going on down? And we have Maguire and Moose for 9th place, both on hard, well, one on hards, one on softs. Obviously, Adam's much softer, much fresher as well. I think Matthias is. I think he needs to pit again. I've got it showing up as he's done 2 stints on the hards, but I'll have to see. But Maguire's going to be in the slipstream going down the Mistral straight. DRS, nice and easy. This should be a nice, simple overtake for Adam as he goes through into 9th place.
P9 for Maguire then as his charge continues, looking like he will. I think it's 6 points for P9, isn't it, or is it 6 or 7? So the gap is looking to be about 19 points now. It will be cut. Well, yeah, the gap will obviously be cut down by the end of this race. Actually, it might be as many points as he's going to score, but yeah, 19 points will be taken out.
Yeah, so this will give Yannick a massive, at least even just a motivational boost. He'll be thinking, right, I'm back in this championship now. And that's what I mean. All it takes is one bad race and bang, you're straight back into it. So we will see, as I think Gilby has retired from the race due to his incident earlier on with Brewer. He's out of this race. Just means Sergio Harris on his return, 30th place. Good stuff from Sergio. In fact, Bikini as well in 12th place. Wow, what a drive from him. Sutton in 14th. Good stuff. I think we've seen some good stuff today. I'm quite happy with that. Well done.
Yeah, George Sutton is going to get points, and that is great for him because obviously Red Arrow are going to get more points, and Sutton really putting his name out there as well, you know, for a stand-in for Chris Butcher. He's not done that bad at all. You know, good on George. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, it shows what happens when you keep it clean and keep it.
Sergio Harris going to have a decent return as well. Going to get points from flag to flag.
Yeah,
so looking to be 12th.
Yep, I mean Sergio's on the back of him, and he's got soft tyres on. I don't know. I have to check where they pitted, etc. Though, we'll have to see what we go on these last 3 laps of this race. As up front, Yannick Block just easing towards this win now. As Linek and Ruel still a little bit further apart. Ragusa is catching though. Ragusa's catching Ruel at quite a rate of knots actually. So we could see an Abruzzi on the podium today, but not the one we were expecting.
Quite so. Giuseppe Ragusa there in the number 5, possibly going to go for Ruel. I mean, I'm wondering if Ruel doesn't have some kind of damage from the previous incident, but who knows? Ragusa is really pushing hard here.
Yeah, well, he probably senses an opportunity, doesn't he? I mean, he was probably settling for 5th place. Good drive, having a pretty solid, good drive today, and then suddenly incident in front of him. Fabio Sixter nowhere to be seen now. He's 3.5 seconds back. Ruel, though, obviously, I think, like you said, he probably is carrying a bit of damage. And yeah, he's going to have DRS onto the straight whilst Stefan does not. So Ruel, instead of looking for a good bet for the victory, may now actually be in danger of losing a podium altogether.
Wow, this could be interesting for Ruel. He's really got to be careful here, because look at the pace at which Augusto's catching up. This has got to be game over unless he does something really good with the defending.
So he didn't gain as much in the slipstream then as I thought, so that's interesting, but 1 lap to go. It's going to be a hectic last lap for that final place on the podium, I believe.
It's going to be hectic indeed. Ragusa and Ruel we're going to be watching this on the final lap. And speaking of the final lap, we're about to hit the final lap as Bok is coming around the final few corners of the second to last lap. And he is going to probably take a very well-earned victory from pole position. It has to be said, to the race win.
Heras having a look at Lucchini into the chicane. He thinks better of it, but he's got a brilliant exit on the exit there. Is he going to be able to make a move onto the right-hander? He's going to have to slipstream. Is he going to get there in time?
Oh, it's close down the front straight here as Ragusa goes down the inside, and Ruolt just cannot defend from the overspeed the Abruzzi has, and it is Ragusa on the podium for now, but will he keep it to the end of this lap?
Yeah, look, he's already driven away. He's already driving away.
Yeah, game over.
Unless Ragusa has a poor exit, Stefan gets a brilliant run onto the DRS. I think this might be game over.
Yeah, and it's such a shame as well, because he's on for the podium the entire race.
Well, he was looking at a good bet for the win, wasn't he, at one point? But fortunately, these things happen as Lucchini still ahead of Heras, going on to the final lap, 12th, 13th, 14th for Sutton as well, just lurking there in the background, looking to see what happens as Lucchini defends into turn 1. But yeah, like I said, half a lap left for our race leader.
And what a race it's been for Yannick Bok. It's been, well, he's led it pretty much. He's held everyone else behind him, and he got a few scares from the collisions behind him, I'm sure. But it's going to be a well-needed victory for sure. And, well, Yannick Bok, must be said, shown why he's the reigning champion today, as he's done so many times throughout the season. And he's going to really make serious inroads into the gap to his main championship rival, Adam Maguire. Here he comes then, round the final corner. And once more for Yannick Bok, victory is within his grasp as he wins the French Grand Prix. A superlative drive from the German. But let's hear it for Matty Mlynek too. A fantastic second for NG Sports. And Giuseppe Ragusa gets the podium position for Abruzzi as well. His first podium in GPVWC. Stefan Ruolt, unfortunate to miss out on 4th. Fabio 6th and 5th. Jordan 6th. Canapino finally gets the result he was after in 7th place from Keir. As George Sutton's run out of fuel, I've just seen. He'll be classified, but he's out of the points. Maguire 9th, so save some of his championship lead.
Oh, Panzer and Zapata battling.
Panzer battling for the points. Feidek 11th. Heras 12th and Lucchini 5th. And then it's going to be Panzer and Zapala. Zapala looking to go. Oh, contact between the two, but Zapala holds 14 from Panzer, who takes the final point.
Yeah, so Heras got past Lucchini in the chicane around the outside. And yeah, Sutton got up to him and then just had to, stopped because of the fuel. Unfortunate. But yeah, good race.
Oh, well, that is desperately unfortunate for George Sutton. Could have had points if not for running out of fuel. But he finishes 18th. He will be classified. Whitehouse was 16th in the end. Singh 17th from Sutton, from Cuba. And Vincent Gutt rounds out the finishers in 20th place from Fabrizio Gobi, Daniel Brewer, Eris Mashuli, Fantinanti, and Marajek and Williams and Kilk were on finishers. But what a win for Yannick Bok.
Yep, someone's restarted their championship challenge, haven't they? In fact, Evolution have as well. They've made massive gains on Adonis this race.
Put it this way, Bok and Jordan are going to gain about 30 points for the team there. And that is going to be seriously important points. And of course, Maguire, Adam Maguire, I believe, the only done us in the points this race. The only done us in the race.
Yeah.
Amos Mashuli retired. So that's going to be about 30 points. That's going to bring them right up. It's going to bring Bok right up. I believe, again, the gap is going to be 6 points between the two of them.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, wowdy wow. Well, what a dramatic end of the race that was, and hopefully we can get Yannick Bok in for an interview, as well as Matthew Mlynek and Giuseppe Ragusa, our top 3 from the race, of course. But Well, what an interesting race it has been, and what an interesting set of interviews it might be as well, especially with the likes of Stefan Rualt, Fabio Sexter, if we could get him, Martin Mlynek, Giuseppe Raguzza, all involved in some skirmishes up and down the field. This could be an interesting set of interviews for sure, and hopefully we will have our interviewees interviewed, so to speak. Wow, what a race that was, though. I mean, let's crack straight on with it. Let's get our race winner in the booth straight away, Yannick Bach. Superlative win. You did nothing wrong all race, and, well, can't say better than that.
Hello, yeah, it was a really tough race for me. I always had a look in the mirror to Fabio. Unfortunately for him, he got take out in the end, but yeah, good race for me, good result. I'm very happy.
I bet you are, and absolutely pleased with that. And this is a big, big win for Evolution this season because it puts you within 9 points or so of the championship lead again. You were 25 out before this race.
Yeah, I hope we can win another few races this season and be on top in the standings. But Adam was very good in the last races, and so he deserved the lead. But we are reaching for him and trying to win every race now, and yeah, to be on top.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big win for you as well as reigning champion. That really puts your foot down, gets you back in the head space that you need to be, and it really brings Evolution closer to Adonis in the teams as well, which must be good news for you.
Yeah, Dennis had a good result today from last position, and like I said, we try to be on top every race and yeah, get the P1 in the team standings as well.
Indeed, and well, that must mean a lot for you. So that is going to really give you the boost that you need. Yannick Bach, thanks for joining us, of course. Congratulations on the French Grand Prix victory, and hopefully we'll see you continue this run of form and keep the championship interesting.
Thank you.
Well, I'm an interested party to this next interview set. We have Matty Mlynek and his team boss, as well, Andres Wouters from Edge Esports, who we have ready to join. But we also have this. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I think we should get them in. Gerrit de Vries, get those teams and drivers in to get these interviews done because it was an interesting race for Edge Esports. As we bring Andres Wouters into the interview booth as well as Matty Mlynek, and we'll talk to Matty first. Second place, Matty. Fantastic results.
Yeah, thanks. I wish it was first, but I messed up the start, and I think from that point, Yannick maybe was too far away from me.
Yeah, it was a very, very tough race, but you had a great start, and you fought hard throughout the race, really, and your point came when that incident happened ahead of you, and Sixta and Rualt came together. You found yourself in second place.
Yeah, I didn't actually know where Stefan and Fabio were when they battled. I just tried to wait and but I saw on the replay that they touched, and I touched Fabio as well, but I just didn't spot him, and he went spinning. And after that, I knew from my engineer that Stefan had worse front tires than me, so I knew I have a chance with him for second place. And fortunately, I had a fairly easy pass on him, and I could pull away.
Yeah, indeed. And wow, second place for you, Matty, is a fantastic result, and definitely one of the best results I've seen from you in Super League in a while. Hopefully, you can keep this going.
Yeah, I hope I will keep it going as well, and maybe fight for a win in next races.
Yeah, it would be great to see someone as good as yourself win, definitely. And well, Matty Mlynek, thank you so much for joining us. We have Andreas Wouters, though, your team manager, with you too. Andreas, it's not often we get to talk to you, but you must be very proud of Matty.
Yeah, for sure. It's a hell of a drive. I think he did everything he needed to do. Maybe the start could have been indeed a bit better, but he certainly had the pace. So yeah, happy for him. Mixed results overall. I think we were certainly a strong team this race. The fact that Daniel had to start further down the grid was already a setback. And I think certainly he could also have gone for a win. Yeah, the move that Gobi tried to do, in my opinion, was not really necessary.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's all to be decided after the racing protest and all that, and I'm sure there will be words had between several drivers, but still, Peter from Lineck keeps you very much in the running.
Yeah, we're still chasing. We hope we can get some better luck for Daniel. We certainly have the pace, we have the needed preparation and the needed work ethic. So it's a good season for us, at least from the way we're approaching it. And we hope we can also keep pushing that into better results than we're currently having. So let's keep up the pace and keep going.
Keep the pressure on, keep the edge on those cars, indeed. Andreas Waters, thank you very much. Thank you, Martin Lineck.
Thank you.
And I think we have time for one more interview, where it's none other than our fourth placer in this race, Stefan Ruhl. Stefan, so close to the podium.
Again, I think it's my third fourth position in a row now. I keep missing out on that podium.
Oh, you'll get there eventually. You were so close today as well. You really were one of the standout drivers for me. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen with Fabio with the end of that chicane. What happened?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I was behind Sixta for the whole race, and then I had a good toe, and I felt like I could brake a little bit later because I was doing that all race. So I did, and as soon as I made the turn to the left, I felt that we interlocked wheels already. And once that happens, then yeah, I cannot turn in like I want to. So we went a bit straight. Then I went a bit to the left again. But I think what happens is that he just, he kept on being on the inside. And I tried to leave some space, but we interlocked wheels again. And then Maciej came on behind and spun him around as well. So I think I was going to be mad at myself if I wasn't going to try it. And I'm happy that I did. I'm just sad that it ended that way. But then again, after that happened, my pace was completely gone. I had some damage and lost on the podium again.
Yeah, well, I have complete confidence that you will get a podium at some point this season because you've just gelled with these cars so well recently. I mean, we've seen you come into your own. We've seen you challenge for the race wins and pole position. I'm completely confident that you will get there in the end. So keep your head up high. You can be proud of what you've done today, Stefan Ruhl. A fantastic fourth place. Here's hoping you can make it gel in the future. Stefan, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Josh.
And well, that is it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Tom Parker has had to dip out to attend to some duties, I think, regarding race direction. Maybe Chris Williamson, our lead race director, asking for some input. So it falls to me, unfortunately, to round out our broadcast. I'd like to thank Tom Parker, of course, for joining me for this broadcast. I'd like to thank Gerrit de Vries, our camera, and Ian Harmon over as well on the Twitter feed, who's been keeping all the non-watchers posted on the circumstances of the race. But until the next round of the GPVWC Super League in 2 weeks' time, which will be at the fantastic, epic, brilliant British Grand Prix circuit in 2 weeks' time, Silverstone will play host to a renewed championship fight as there are 9 points separating our top two now from 25 this race. And it just goes to show, with half the season gone, anything could still happen. Don't miss it.